Crackadona, what is the big picture?
So, for the past 80 years, this has been going on, and up until just 2017, it was not taken seriously. Now we're having congressional hearings.
Check this retard's fucking hard drive!
They can do with their minds. They can make you think. They can plant false memories. They can paralyze you.
It's roasted.
They know who to talk to and who not to talk to, which is not true of people who have delusions, or have come up with something which is a reflection of a mental illness. And the only thing that I know that behaves like that is real experience, where something has actually happened to these people. Then the question is, what has happened?
And he said he just wants to put it in my name. It's just a simple test. And I don't know it will hurt. Don't do it. Don't do it. And he's a fellow older. And he takes a nails into my nails.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
What is the big picture?
Well, the big picture is it's progress.
After the club, up to that one, cash on the floor, we don't need none. Drink in my hand, can't weigh a ton. Shorty look good, but the hallway one, yeah. Still over hallway one, yeah. After the club, up to that one, cash on the floor, we don't need none. Drink in my hand, can't weigh a ton. Shorty look good, but the hallway one, and I'm still stressing. Girl, I'm still stressing. Pulled up clean, same fit from last night. Chain still swing, same girl, no fight. Told her don't tell, now she post out of spite. I'm too gonna make it right. Bartender know my name by tone. Eyes red, I've been on my phone. This calls from the fan back home. Can't go back to the bag all grown. Out of the club, I'm still that one. Cash on the floor, we don't pick none. Drink in my hand, pay way a ton. Shorty look good, but the hallway one. And I'm still stressing. And I'm still stressing. And I'm still stressing. And I'm still stressing. Backseat talking to her lips say stay. Mine say run, but the night say play. Whole crew faded, bills got paid. Can't tell heaven from a valet gate. My ex keep lurking, my mom keep praying. My sins keep stacking, my watch keep swaying. All the noise, can't hear what they saying. Still that boy they want you about, baby, I ain't changing. Lights coming, I'm numb again. Every wind feel born in sin. If it don't cost peace, I spend. If it don't burn, I blend. Out of the club, I'm still that one. Cash on the floor, we don't bring none. Drink in my hand, can't weigh a ton. Shorty look good, but the hallway one. And I'm still stressing. Girl, I'm still stressing. After the club, I'm still that one.
Has there ever been a greater intro song to any program on the interwebs, in the radio waves, on television, in movies? I submit to you that there is not. Hello, internet friends. It's been less than 24 hours since I've gotten to look at me. I'm sorry I've done this to you, but I'm here. I'm here for you to look at. Faded Bones is also here. Big shocker. Big
Sorry.
shocker there.
Sorry as well.
Oh yeah. What's going on, brother? How have you been since I have talked to you less than 12 hours ago?
I'm okay.
Dude, something's going on. I think I went live too soon in between the last time I went live, and now I'm being punished for it on the internet. YouTube's weird to figure out like that. Sometimes if you wait too long in between streams, it won't give you the love that it was showing you. If you go live too frequently, it punishes you. But like that.
What if nobody cares?
I care. That's why I'm talking.
No. That's not what I mean. I don't mean. I mean, like, what if people are just not watching?
Well, no, I'm talking about the YouTube Shorts live algorithm where I get all of my new viewers from. By the way, guys, we're 10 subscribers away from 3K.
Everyone
subs.
unsubscribe immediately.
No, if listen, all right, I forget. I got to do the preamble by myself because Faded Bow. I got to like ease myself into the negativity and the fucking constant door slams in my face for anything that I want to talk about. The dead end conversations. I got to like ease myself into it. Pretend like you want to be here for once. That would be great. Thank you, Faded Bones.
Okay.
Your hair's not done up today, Faded. Well, he's got a good week to roll around in it. It's all freshly coiffed from the other night.
Yeah, it doesn't have any smell to it. I can't smell the back of my head from the front yet, so I know that it's not.
Faded's not right, New Rock Ones, because let me explain something to you. When you get into the YouTube Shorts algorithm, it doesn't matter if people care about you. YouTube forces you upon them. That's how it works. It's literally eyeball rape. YouTube will sometimes be very nice to me and eyeball rape people on their phones with my face. And then, sometimes good things happen. You get a couple of hundred viewers and they stick around if you're talking about something interesting. But if you go live too often, YouTube, they like kink the hose and they don't allow you to reach those sweet, sweet potential new subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
YouTube's AI finally gained vision and it can see
they
that you're
changed
hanging out
something,
with me, and
think.
it's like, oh.
Yeah.
He can't
like
ever be in anything ever. He's on the list.
New Rock Ones, I'm not like retarded, right? Like I know all of these people here don't give a fuck that I'm live. That's not who I'm talking about, buddy. I'm talking about the sweet untapped masses. That's why I have more subscribers.
By us yet.
Right, exactly. That's why I have more subscribers than, like the basketball drama streamers. It's because I have found fresh lifeblood, right? Like I have an appeal that isn't just the same 4 meth heads talking about if they checked in with their parole officer or not. That has a very limited shelf life. You know what I mean? We're talking about the moon mission. We're talking about aliens. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, it is strange. But they, so, I mean, that's what I think's going on. It's like really hit or miss. So what I think is I'll try and do another stream in like 3 days and see if that makes a difference.
It won't.
Probably won't.
Now, because the thing is with the algorithm,
it's definitely,
all,
there's a 24-hour thing.
By the way, yes, there is.
There's a 24-hour thing, and I'm definitely coming in under that 24-hour thing, so I'm probably being punished.
They don't send out notifications the same way. I got a notification, but like if you do it, like let's say my streams cut off in the middle, sometimes I have to restart it. The restart stream doesn't get a notification sent out at all. Because
so you didn't get a notification that I was going live tonight?
I did, but if you do it like too close, like an hour apart from each other, the second one doesn't get sent out, and only the first one. So it like the notification cycle takes a second to refresh as well.
What's up, Daily Very Sports Highlights? Happy Monday to you too, brother.
Word.
Did you kill any homeless people today, Faded Bones, or rearrange your parents' bones, or?
I dusted them off.
Big day off.
I got very angry because I remember when they weren't dead, and I'm like, oh, thank God. But
yeah, my Monday kind of flew by. It was one of those days where you just you stay super busy, and before you know it, you look up and it's time to go home. And then
I took a nap for like 4 hours. I took a nap for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I did that all weekend, bro. I literally slept from like Friday night till like Sunday afternoon. I got up and went to the family Easter thing on Saturday. But even there, I sleep like a fentanyl addict. Dude, I nod out all the time. I don't know what it is. I think it's the I got a bug that I've just been like carrying around for like a month or two because of like the weather here in like there. I imagine that the weather sort of like stays relatively the same. Am I wrong?
I mean, it's not like a
dude. It's every 6 hours. It's a different like weather front because I live on a lake. I live on one of the Great Lakes, and it's like rain, snow, cold, warm, hot, freezing cold again, like
hot again
every 6 hours. Every 6 hours, and it's like you're like, oh, it's nice out. I'm gonna open a window and finally air out some of this death that has been following around my asshole for fucking the entirety of the winter. And it's just been like I've just been farting up this basement studio. Yeah, I'm calling it a studio. Fuck all of you. Excuse me. Don't laugh. It's a studio, okay? It's a studio mic. I have studio lights and a studio camera, okay?
I have a studio,
but it's like I got
ass.
it like, dude, there's so much studio ass down here. It's insane. And like I open the window. I'm like, oh, it's nice out. 5 minutes later, it's fucking pouring rain and cold. And I'm like sitting here like, why am I shaking? Why am I sick all the
skinny
time?
Little frame. His skinny, itty bitty little body.
Yeah, I'm a little skinny mini. That's what they call me.
Yeah, get cold. Ooh, I'm so chilly.
I'm just a little thing. You know, I'm just a little thing.
Are me and Aldi cool? He pulled up to my stream last night, and I was like drunk, and he hung out for like 5 minutes and left. I've never had an issue with him.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
Yeah, I love Aldi. Me and Aldi are cool. I love, even though he wasn't talking to me, but you know, everything's about me. So me and Aldi are cool. Yeah, I mean, I love Aldi. I think Aldi 1K is one of the greatest entertainers to come out of the IP2 RV era. And still to this day, he's a talented Mexican, the most talented Mexican that I've ever seen. And that's a high bar because I've seen
Clumsy. Hector.
No, I was gonna think, what was that guy who every joke was, "Hey, white people" on Comedy Central, and then Joe Rogan got rid of him. What was that guy's name?
Every non-white comedian.
No, he was a big one. It might have been before your time. No, it wasn't that long ago. Carlos Mencia. He used to be the most talented Mexican, but Aldi knocked him off the top when Joe Rogan knocked him off the top. But you know what I'm saying. Guys, have you been seeing any of the cool Artemis 2 moon mission videos, like HD, most high def videos we've ever gotten? Faded's already getting ready to say it's all fake and gay. And it's just incredible the amount of 4K video that we're getting straight from this Artemis 2 shit. Fuck you, dude.
I was literally about to be
like, I know, I can see it on your face.
All of the fucking videos are floating around in space. Yeah, it's totally real.
Yeah, no, it's real, so dude. Funny. I know it's real. Wow. It's not CGI. Fuck you, Hot Rod Man. Yeah. Mencia. Yes, exactly. Carlos Mencia. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at a couple of videos here, I suppose. The president actually just got off the phone with them. He was talking to them because they are now on their return trip. They have done the
Coming back already. We
circumnavigation.
sent them out to space, and then they're already coming back. 10-day trip, round trip. It's like when I go to Thailand and I get a rip start pulled out of my ass
A
with the
rip
anal
start?
beads.
Explain rip
Okay.
start.
Okay, you put the anal beads inside of your ass, my tight little orange booty ass. It's like a green little
Really?
stem on the orange.
This is a thing?
You put the anal beads
I'm
in,
listening.
and then they rip it out while they jerk you off, and it's like rip starting lawnmower, like a lawnmower, and you keep
Ooh,
having
that sounds painful.
It's very enjoyable.
Is that crazy? All right, let's look for alien superstructures. This could potentially be something down here. What's all this? That looks like...
It's called a mountain.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this does look really cool, though. I didn't know that holograms could be this high definition.
No, this is a Phil Tippett, a studio model, like a Star Wars full-scale Death Star
the
model.
thing is this
it's like
big.
8 feet tall. No, it's huge.
Oh, yeah,
They
even,
used to-
even better.
They build bigatures.
I mean, it would be cool to go up there and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that capsule they're in seems pretty chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't smoke any weed on
Is
it.
that
Sounds
dope,
like hell.
guys? That's so cool. Oh my god, care.
So, are they taking any pictures of the dark side of the moon, or is that a stupid question?
I think it's literally too dark. Like, it's... Because I was thinking that today, too. I'm like, yeah, well, there's got to be some residual light from...
No, there's none.
Dude, it's so pitch black up there. It's
What did they go
zero
see?
light.
They saw like God hanging out on the backside of the moon. He's like, you guys.
Well, it's
I
not only
made this
that,
one
it,
side
like,
of the
cut
moon
out-
dark. You wouldn't see me.
Well, speaking of dark, the African-American astronaut, but when they right before they were about to go behind the dark side of the moon, he was reading a Bible passage, I guess, to the crew. And right as they like hit the phase behind the backside of the moon, it like cut him off mid-sentence. Like, so that's how like finite it is back there. Let's take a look at some videos. Maybe we should go right to the NASA YouTube page. I think that's where they've been posting a lot of it. NASA. Let's see. NASA. Artemis 2, crew files, and around the moon. No, there's a live feed too. Let's check out the live feed. I'm sure it looks very realistic. Oh.
The live feed looks like shit.
Yeah. I don't even want to show it to you.
I've already seen it.
Let's see. NASA. Artemis 2 launch. 57K watching. Mission coverage. Why has that one got so many people watching? Are they saying anything here?
Because it's group thing.
Oh, that is a live feed. It's like a live feed next to a some sort of like infographic. See, now retards will go, the image on the left here is the real, that is a live view, and the image on the right will go, oh, it's fake, see, it's fake, it's clearly fake.
It
Like,
says
it's-
visualization on the top.
yeah,
left,
well,
literally.
they also can't read. They don't have eyeballs. So that's pretty cool. That is called a moonrise, right? So I believe that is Earth, no? Or is that the moon and we're leaving it? It's anybody's guess. It's a real toss up here. Nobody's getting past the firmament. Well, I think we got past the firmament. Yo, dude on the right, I'm smoking with you. Okay, you got somebody smoking with you, buddy. Thank you, Mandatory
Well,
Miko, for
normally
hanging out.
is.
I appreciate you, buddy.
What's up?
NASA, never a straight answer. I mean, they give pretty detailed answers. We got a lot of NASA haters in the chat tonight.
hate
What's going
NASA.
on? And I get it. I get it if you are, and that's fine if you are.
I mean, when it comes to like alien shit, they're like literally the worst ever. They
What's
just
up with the
straight up
scientists being
lie.
murdered? What's up with the scientists being... Yeah, dude, we've been covering that for a couple of weeks now. It's really bizarre. Nobody seems to have any answers. And the hard thing is clearly there's a pattern here, but you could also explain it away as it's coincidence, right? But it's weird that they've all sort of worked on similar projects together. Maybe we should check in on that. It's been a little bit. Let me see what the last time I talked about
And
that
that
was.
one general guy who's related to the UFO stuff too is missing.
Well, he's part of it. Yeah. Let's see. I talked about that maybe 2 streams ago. Let's see here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is from March 23rd. So that's not when I started talking about it, but we've been keeping tabs on it for a while. Multiple members of Congress are warning that the disappearance of an Air Force general known as the UFO gatekeeper could be a national security issue. And then since then, multiple other scientists have gone missing. Let's see if there's maybe somebody compiled a video about it, like an up-to-date video about it. That's a good topic to jump into. Missing scientists. Here's News Nation from 3 days ago. Retired Air Force general's disappearance is mystifying. Oh, they did. They released the wife's 911 call, which is bizarre. And it's in it. She says it seems like he knows that he wanted to disappear or something along the lines of that. Let's watch this video and then it looks like there's a couple of videos we could probably jump into with this. So thank you for reminding me of that. Let's jump into. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, hump into.
So are America's elite scientists under attack, or is this all just some strange coincidence?
With her
We're bringing back the focus
face.
to McCaslin's case.
She's not
in
bad.
particular. Joining me now is a former coworker and friend of his, Sherman McCorkle.
I don't like her anything.
Sherman, first of all, I'm so sorry to hear about your friend being missing. You worked with him, knew him for 25 years. What was he like to work with? And tell us about your relationship.
I would bite into them.
Well, I first met him in about 2002 when he came to Kirtland Air Force Base and ran the
doesn't get knocked out
Space
right away.
Vehicles Directorate
she would keep
on
she
Kirtland.
That
was when I first met him.
I feel like if you never
and
left her.
Our group, the Kirtland partnership, worked with him and the state legislature trying to enhance.
She's probably the
Space
hottest
Vehicles
broad
Directorate
at the county fair.
He was,
I bet,
extremely intelligent.
Very
well
ankled,
educated. I believe he had like 6 degrees,
county fair.
6 different degrees.
Hey, there's like an option to like give her a kiss.
Very personable.
You know what I mean?
Gosh, if there was a room full
Fuzzy
of people,
Bear, I will fucking hunt
everybody
you down
would
and kill you and your
gravitate
entire
toward him.
family. How about that? How about
What was
them
your
apples,
reaction
brother?
to the Major General's wife?
It's about
saying that
time
she
you
thinks he
start
may have
caring,
gone out and
bitch.
not wanting to be found. What do you think happened?
So that came out last night or this morning, and I was stunned. I mean,
That bitch
for
folded
me,
up
I'm
like a
just totally
fucking
mystified.
like a origami.
I have
crane,
no understanding whatsoever how you can walk out your front door and vanish. And everybody that knows him is mystified. Everybody in our support group that worked with him, we're all just stunned and mystified, and nothing makes any sense.
Probably both.
We brought up these
All
other
of the
cases
above.
around the country that also don't make any sense of people with similar backgrounds,
just
similar
figure
work,
out my
similar
cold fusion,
degrees,
then
similar work
disappear.
in
Don't
the science
mind me.
industry, for the federal government, for the military.
Well, you know who's
do you
on
think
top
that
of
they
that?
maybe
Our
have
boy
anything
Ashton
in
Forbes
common?
is on top of all that.
Is there talk of that among your friend group, given that this is, as you said, mystifying to you?
There hasn't been any
Look at all
talk
these
of
scientists.
that.
Let's take a look here. Anthony Chavez missing. Monica Reza missing. Melissa Cassius missing. William Neal McCaslin. He's the guy who's the general. And what did he run? Holloman Air Force Base? Not Holloman. What was it? What Air Force Base? I mean, they're all alien ones, really, when you think about it.
Well, yeah, but one of the alien ones.
Carl Grillmare dead. He's dead. Damn, Jason
Yeah.
Thomas dead. Carl Malwind dead. Nuno Laureano dead. There was one scientist who was like shot on his front porch, and
like
they
every scientist gets it.
Yeah, and there was
like scientist to have happen to them.
Yeah,
you know,
it was very
people
strange.
who search and yearn for knowledge and the truth.
They have a lot of enemies, Faded Bones, in their personal lives. You don't know what they're up
naturally, unironically.
Yeah.
And this group group of 8, I believe, that you just showed us, most of us have not been familiar. We're familiar with 1 or 2 other people, but not the aggregate group of 8. The idea that
this guy on the right, not a lot of people know this, but he discovered a secret type of propulsion that the government doesn't want him to get out, and that propulsion is balloons tied to his house.
I thought you were gonna say that he could fly using that big ass nose of his.
No, I was making an up joke.
I see. I'm glad I didn't interrupt you then.
No,
research scientists.
Comedic timing bones at it again.
My goodness, you couldn't make up.
Hey,
a
can
story
we
like
just
that,
dissect that joke you just made? Like, bring the whole room to it.
What if he did it out of his
we don't have
nose?
resolution on a number of them. Sherman McCorkle, we hope that they find your friend, and we're grateful that you joined us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
All right, Chris Cuomo. All right, let's see what else we got.
His name is Como.
That is Fredo. He hates when people call him Fredo, so of course it just made everyone call him Fredo. And he got a couple of people got him to crash out in public while he was like out eating with his family. It was pretty great. U.S. scientists go missing over UFO plasma program. This is from 5 days ago. This seems a little more meat to this one.
What, like a weapon? A plasma program.
We're gonna learn about it right now, Faded Bones.
Including plasma technology suddenly gone missing.
Why is it floating plasma? That's
because it's the fifth state of matter. Okay,
but what's
6 American scientists that were working on
why don't you give the guy 2 seconds to explain it?
Technology, including plasma technology, suddenly gone missing.
Advanced materials like plasma. Duh. What are you, some kind of retard?
Where this technology initially came from, according to sources
fascinating as you think it is.
It came from downed UAPs, downed UFOs.
Oh,
and the United States got their hands on this actually accidentally, and these scientists have been working on this technology for years. But why have they all suddenly gone missing? And why are Chinese scientists also going missing? So we sat down and had a discussion with Joe Kent, of course, who just left the Trump administration. We wanted to ask him this question, but we also sat down with Brandon Weichert from the NatSec podcast, who's been writing about this and actually
Wright Patterson, that's what it was, Hot Rod Man,
on this very question. So here are 2 interviews back to back. First, let's start with Brandon.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you about the Chinese piece of all of this, and maybe even the Russian piece of all of this. So
all the pieces.
I wanted to talk to you specifically about this because over the past couple of weeks, a number of American scientists have gone missing. That have worked on really advanced plasma technology. I think reverse engineering of advanced weaponry that may have come from UFO craft downed aircraft, and the reverse engineering
or propulsion.
And
no, he said weapons.
You posted something interesting, which I think because people get like bogged down. Oh, it's aliens, and you said, well, no, it's not alien.
Well, do you think that this could have anything to do with the recent multi-deployment of the, as Trump calls it, the discombobulator technology? Maybe they're finally, maybe now that we're like using this shit, we don't want any questions asked, so they're getting rid of. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of the people who could potentially answer questions about how it works.
They got it finished and they got it made, and then they killed everybody.
And they're using it.
Like, thanks. Bang.
Yeah, exactly, Faded Bones. I think that just popped into my head just now. You know what I mean? That could for sure be what it is.
that are
They literally
disappearing
just
these
used it
American
the other
scientists
day.
all of a sudden. Maybe you can
They
walk
used
us
it
through
in
what you
Venezuela
believe
or
is
whatever.
actually happening.
They used it in Iran for that
the reason
rescue
I have to
mission.
Put these god awful readers is because I'm blind as a bat now. You mentioned the 6 American scientists.
Yeah, we
This is
played
where it
that
gets really
last
wild. This is
night,
the
but
article
it's
that I'm
worth
getting ready to
playing
drop at
again. It was
Knapsack
pretty
Guy
interesting.
on Emerald.tv. I went in and I found that in mid-March 2026, 3 of China's top defense scientists, Zhao Jinggang, who's a nuclear weapons expert.
It's actually
Wu Manqing,
microwave
who's a radar
technology
and
is what I had
metamaterials
heard.
expert. Wei Yiyan, who is a missile systems expert. They were all quietly erased from the Chinese Academy of
DM me, I'll
Engineering's
show you.
website, which means they're no longer among the living. Then, just a few days after that, hypersonics expert Yan Hong, who's one of the key figures working
Yan
on
Hong?
plasma aerodynamics,
Oh my God,
died
there's only one of
suddenly
them.
at just 56 years old. So now what I did is I took that list of 5 Chinese
Bald.
scientists.
It's fun
and I
to do.
paired it with what those 6 scientists, American scientists, were working on, and they have massive overlap. So what these scientists for the Americans were doing for our military, these 4 or 5 Chinese scientists were doing for their military. So what that tells me is that, and this is the conclusion of spoiler alert. This is the conclusion of my essay. What this tells me is that there's shadow boxing going on between the United States and China. I think that this is a shaping operation in the run up to the big war between the United States and China, and we're trying to take out each other's brain power because the modern warfare.
This sounds
is
boring.
not just
and lame.
about geography.
I don't like this.
It's not just about bullets and bombs and technology. It's about
fucking
some real basic Hollywood movie shit.
And then the bad guys,
the Russians, and the Chinese,
we're good guys. Like this is like shit that a plant or somebody who like knows that it's not true says, because that's the kind of shit that they want people to think about. That's what was.
I've never even entertained the idea that it's anybody other than our own government killing these people the entire time that the story has been out. Honestly, there's no reality where this is not the CIA or the fucking people in the program, the legacy program, taking out, clipping these people who know too much. In my humble, bald opinion. You know what I mean? Do you concur, Faded Bones?
Yes.
The people who make the technology and the bullets and the bombs work. And if you knock out the brain power, you've knocked out the ability to sustain high-end warfare.
Not as talking about
you,
Faded Bones.
We saw, by the way, this is not the first time something like this has happened. There's a great show called The Americans.
No, give me money.
Storyline on that show, and it was based on true stories. Because I know it was based on true stories.
We live down the street from that
Montclair.
house in Montclair, New Jersey.
That's right. That's right. And so they were killing Soviet scientists. They were trying to kill Soviet scientists. We were trying to kill Soviet scientists. They were.
Just a quick thought that I'm having. This lady is definitely have cartoon character glasses eyes, and when she takes her glasses off, it's like just
pinholes.
2 dots. Yeah, it's like 2 pinholes. 100%.
Trying to kill our
Also,
scientists.
that's what her pussy's
The
like,
Iranians
too.
and the Israelis do it all the time. The Israelis
Interesting.
whack Iranian scientists
So
all
it's
the time.
non-functional.
So this is not unprecedented in the annals
She has
of
a piss
modern
bag.
warfare. But what I find fascinating are the systems they were working on. I don't believe they were alien systems. I know we disagree on that. I think the United States and now Russia and China have
a likely
years
story.
been playing
Nah.
with very advanced systems in the desert, or in
bruh,
our case
I
in the
forgot.
desert.
Bruh.
And I think
Forgot how
they're
to give
actually
money,
many years ahead of
'cause
what
you
we
have
have on the
live.
shelf. And I think
Hey,
all
remember
this
he's like, I'm
talk
gonna give
about
you
aliens
1,000
and stuff,
subs. He
it's all
gave you
very
like one.
timed
Yeah,
for
he
a
gave me
moment in
one,
which
and then
we
remember he
know
drove.
the
He's like,
Chinese
I gotta
have
drive
caught
to
up us
Walmart and get a
conventionally,
card.
technologically. And
So
so
I
now
can
And he
suddenly
gave you
we're
another
seeing
one.
bringing
You got a
out,
$3 card at
plasma
Walmart.
and anti-gravity. Well, maybe
When I
it
go to
is real,
Walmart
but,
next,
and I think
I
it is
will get a
probably
few
real, but I don't know if it's from
$100
aliens.
visas.
It might
Yeah,
just be
okay.
from,
Well, I'll
Nazi
be
scientists
patiently
that we
waiting
inherited
for
at the end of
those.
the Second
Okay,
World War.
Donna.
I mean, who knows? But
I'll
the
be
point is, I
sitting
think there's
here
shadow boxing
with
going
bated
on
breath.
here between
worthless
our intelligence service and likely the Chinese service killing each other's scientists in this next generation technology arena before we even really get to
Come
World War
on,
III.
baby. Come on, Donna. Let me get that
Yeah, so I'm just sitting here,
Come
I'm listening to you,
on, baby,
just letting my mind wander. But like,
Oh.
what it seems like there's such an aggravated attack on the U.S. education system from within. Like they're going after universities, like some of these top universities.
If Blade can do
like,
it
then
with
it just
one foot,
all an adversary would have to do
totally
is wait about 5
ossified
years.
drunk. You can do it stoned.
Yeah, we won't have the education.
Sure
They
thing,
won't even need to
Nana.
kill our
It's all right. Just
scientists.
This
relax
is the
and have a good
basis
time
of that
here, okay?
hilarious meme.
You forget
of,
that Nana's
it shows,
paralyzed from the
Xi
lip
Jinping
down.
with an accentuated jaw, looking very
the what?
muscular, and
The top lip
tagline
down.
is Xi does nothing, still wins. And that's
I have not been paying attention to this video at all. What are these people
No, the
talking
second
about?
the second that he said this motherfucker is making fan fiction about us killing their scientists and them killing our scientists.
And
as
they're
if
all,
it's
like,
not
just,
just
like-
us both. It's not just both of them killing their own scientists because they both made the same technology at the same time,
Right.
And don't need.
Yeah,
us people
they both
anymore.
made
This bag of
parallel
soup, stupid.
breakthroughs in recovered craft that they independently recovered. So now it's us
And
killing
they're
their
definitely not
scientists.
working together either.
Yeah, we're definitely not in like the middle of like a very busy thing with Iran, and we just did like a very busy thing with Venezuela. There's also the Ukraine thing, but we're also killing Chinese scientists while they kill our generals and so on and so forth. Who
It's
is
like
this guy?
Battleship to this guy. It's like
Brandon
chess to
Weichert.
Battleship.
Nat
like a
Sec
Jew.
Talk.
Sounds like Jew.
Oh god, this guy sucks. Oh, you know what this is? Okay, so he's National Security Talk. He does a podcast which tells me that he's a spook. Okay, so he's a disinfo guy out there.
That's why
like
he's talking about. It is exactly why he's talking about this.
yes, and this is exactly why his theory sucks, is because it, and it's also why we like immediately the smell test we were like, this is garbage. It's because he works for the government. That's why. This is disinfo, gang.
basically the Chinese mindset is just wait them out. Right, 5,000
the
year old
Chinese mindset
civilization.
is like,
we can wait
I
out the
can't make
Americans. This is
cicada
the same
noises,
mentality of the
but if I
Persians,
could,
by
that's
the
what
way.
the Chinese mindset is, just
stretch out the
cicadas
war,
sound.
make them bleed a
The
little
government
bit. and they'll
has no
quit 'cause they don't
shortage
have the
of
patience.
egg-shaped
We're
potato
thousands
white
of years
guys,
old, so there
right?
you go.
I just feel like they,
yeah.
Yeah, and so
Like
that is the
Drewski Brewski?
mentality in China, and
Yeah.
really
Or
they
you mean
benefit
like this
quite
guy?
significantly.
Like this
I
guy.
would just say I was sitting. I gave a briefing to a group of Air Force generals back in 2021.
a briefing of disinformation.
And one of the generals there was
I lied to
assigned
these
to
people
Silicon
straight to their
Valley. I thought
face.
these guys were
Yeah,
Silicon
There
Valley.
there was
He
these
said, yeah,
Air
I'm
Force
liaison
pilots that I
for
just
certain
lied
projects
to a
we're
month
doing, the
ago.
Pentagon, the Air Force.
Yeah,
and,
they told me
in
something
Silicon
they saw
Valley.
was
That's
real,
very
and then
cool.
I told
Yeah.
them
He
it
said,
wasn't
yeah,
real.
because I'm really
Classic,
troubled
it
though.
works
Because
every time.
Yeah, I gaslit them. Oh man, they're eyeballs were spinning. It was crazy.
I said, yeah. He said,
Dude,
"But
when
a
I
lot of
showed them the
hate
picture of
America."
their family,
And
like
I
hung
said,
up by
well, it's
nooses
the
that I made with
education
AI,
system. And he said, I'm
he
realizing
threw
this
up,
now.
and I said, I can
And I
bring them
said,
back
you
to
know,
life if you
General,
just
the
don't tell
single
anybody.
greatest threat.
He's
And I
like,
said,
really? It's like, yeah. It's like they weren't even ever thing. It's just that new AI that I got. Hung his family with AI.
Lit.
He's retarded because everyone.
Crackadona, I saw a cartoon. I swear it's you as a voice actor. I seen it. I seen it. It's mine. Also, do you also say when you refer to something that belongs to you? Do you say it's mine's?
Mine's.
You seem like it's mine's. Mine's kind of guy.
You have something of mine's.
It's mine's. Okay. Shut it
Crackadona,
down. Yeah,
I've
what's
been
up?
knowing that. I've been know how to did that.
Yeah.
I've
mhm.
been knew how to and then when it was, you ain't never seen nobody with as much skills as
Right.
me.
Uh-huh.
But you can't
The
watch the
cartoon is
video
called
of
The
me
Juice
getting
Box.
slammed on my neck. Don't I have it, but I can't let you see it. Because then if you watch it, you gonna ask
Thank you,
me what it was
Castblast. I
mine.
almost forgot to make the public announce. So attention viewers, please adhere to our strict no edging policy in this live stream. We thank you for your attention to this matter. That's why I have the best viewers
away.
on the internet.
Everywhere. All
Yeah,
the
just
time.
like let the fucking
on the screen.
right. Just let it go.
We have a
just let it go.
contribute section in the Discord.
Yo, what do I look
I'm
like?
the only one
Fucking
who uploads-
Sting. Yeah, we don't do tantric shit here. You just fucking let that load go.
still maintain this. The single greatest national security threat to the United States, it's not China, it's not Russia, Iran, Al-Qaeda, or anything like that. It's the Department of Education. And it's the stuff that they're teaching our kids. And then if you want to throw in the national debt, you can do that too. But
this guy is just like,
look
look at how good he is, though, Faded Bones. He's been talking for 10 minutes, and he's totally steered them away from asking about the scientists. He hasn't even
said at all.
Huh?
But no, you're right. He has totally commanded the conversation in a spooky, glowy way.
Yeah. Sure. All right, we're gonna move on from him. Let's see. Is there anything else here? Who's this guy? What did they know? And then he's got a creepy. Oh, he's got pig nostrils. Is this another spook?
On February 20th, 2026, President Trump posted a directive telling the Pentagon to identify and release every file the government holds on UFOs, alien life, and unidentified aerial phenomena.
Look at this perfectly put together
retired
CIA
Air
YouTube
Force
backdrop.
Major General walked out of his Albuquerque home and vanished.
It's got all the things.
He left his phone behind.
Samurai sword.
He left
Cello.
his glasses
Look, I got a bass
his
too.
smartwatch behind.
Look, I'm a human
He
being.
just took his revolver, his wallet, and a red backpack.
Right. I'm
and
not
nobody
AI.
has seen
I'm not an
him
AI
since.
pig person.
His name is William Neil McCaslin. He's 68 years old, and during his career, he served as chief engineer on the GPS program, ran the Space-Based Laser Project, held the title of Director of Special Programs at the Pentagon, and commanded the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
If there was anybody who's currently involved in recovery aspects and physical craft and bodies with knowledge of where they may or may not be, it would have been this guy. If something goes down or they take something down and they bring it to an Air Force base, this is the guy who would know. He would for sure have some deep knowledge when it comes to the legacy program.
Wait,
A facility that for nearly 80 years has
the thing that is disheartening to know is that the only reason in any way that this is being talked about, like in the news, like other than us just talking about it, like people in the news are talking about it, is because it's just to rub it in our faces that they are dead.
Yeah,
like literally,
they're
I'm
for
not
sure
kidding.
dead. Yeah,
Like that is
Well,
what the whole point of it is.
you're not
And-
wrong.
and the whole
100% I agree
UFO
with you.
bullshit is like, oh, we're gonna jerk you off and say that we're gonna release stuff. Here's all
Yeah,
these dead
and then
people.
they're
That's what
just
we're gonna
a little
release.
reminder.
You still want it released? You want to die? We'll kill you. We'll do it.
Well, I
We're
mean,
really, really
ever since,
sensitive about it. Don't talk about it.
Dude, look at fucking how blatant they were with David Grush when he testified. He immediately was getting death threats for him and his family. Huh?
Didn't he almost get like killed or something? Like somebody like tried to?
Yeah, he
something like
was
that.
kind of vague about like what exactly, like what transpired. But Lou Elizondo, he just had a near death motorcycle accident like a couple of days ago. He
They
said it
fucking
was
summoned a
deer, but
skinwalker.
we don't think that the CIA has robotic deer or
It
like
was a skinwalker.
yeah, so they employ Native American
Or it's a
people.
hologram. It doesn't fucking matter. It like literally could have been anything. They could have
Yeah.
they could have beamed the fucking image into his head psionically. It doesn't fucking matter. They could have
Right.
they could have just like tripped his shit up and then implanted the memory into his head. You could like literally a million different things. They tried to kill that motherfucker, but he's built like a fucking stone, and he's
Well, I think
luckily the left side of his
I don't
face
really
was his entire body's fault.
I don't really like believe Lou like all like that. I think he's a disinfo agent. You know, anybody who works for the government currently is probably not going to be telling you the truth, even if they insist that they are. But like he said that after, you know, he came forward, or when he started working with like ATIP and OSAP and all that, he was immediately seeing orbs in his home with him and his wife and like shit like that. So it's like the phenomena follows you. There's some aspect of it that where it reaches out and touches you. But is that the actual phenomenon, or is that like the government controlled portion of the phenomena. Where like, hey, we also have orbs that are like, plasma, like interdimensional, like dimensional shifting probes that we know how to control, and now we're gonna put them in your house and fuck with you, because just to like kind of like keep you in place.
That like pop in and shit, and like that one guy was recording at one time, and we were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, remember that one we watched where like the guy had it in his house?
Yeah, it's just
and it was like
a circle drone floating in his house, like that.
Right, they look like. Do you remember from Star Wars, Luke Skywalker when he's doing the lightsaber practice, the practice ball? That's exactly what it looked like. Yeah.
Been rumored to house recovered materials from the Roswell crash. McCaslin is considered by multiple sources, including members of Congress, to be one of the most knowledgeable people alive on the subject of what the U.S. government knows about unidentified aerial phenomena. And he is gone. Welcome back, my Body Language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language guy, and today we are looking at a pattern, a very disturbing one. Because McCaslin is not an isolated case. He is the sixth. 8 months before his disappearance on June 22nd, 2025, a 60-year-old aerospace engineer named Monica Jacinto Reza went hiking in the Angeles National Forest in Los Angeles.
2,000
She was with two experienced companions. They were 30 feet apart, and within minutes, she was gone. Helicopters, radar, canine units, months of searching, and not a trace, not a footprint, not a shred of clothing, nothing. Reza was a materials scientist at Aerojet Rocketdyne.
What's up, Razor? Yeah, we were just showing the graphic of all the scientists, and we were talking about the plasma nature of their work. The Fate of Bones was calling it fake and gay. But yeah, we were talking about it.
She co-invented a nickel-based superalloy called Mondalloy, specifically engineered for advanced rocket propulsion. The research program that funded her work was overseen by McCaslin's lab at Wright-Patterson. So two people from the same classified aerospace program both vanished during outdoor activities in the American Southwest 8 months apart. And that is where this story begins. 4 days after Reza disappeared, on June 26th, a woman named Melissa Cassias walked out of her life. She was 54 years old and worked as an administrative assistant at Los Alamos National Laboratory, the birthplace of the atomic bomb and one of the...
We're going to pause that for a second. Let's listen to the 911 call that was released. This is a portion of it.
He's going to get killed. Please tell everybody that he's going to get killed, please.
This is McCaslin's wife calling 911. Let's see here. 3 hours after he did not return home. Based on what she tells the 911 operator, it sounds like the general took deliberate steps to not be found. The plot thickens. All right, let's take a listen here.
The dick sickens.
April, how may I help you? Hi, April. My name is Susan Wilkerson. My husband is missing. Okay. And it's been about 3 hours, and I have some indication that he must have planned not to be found. He's left his phone. He changed his clothes into I don't know what. I think he's on foot. All of our cars and bicycles are in the garage. I left for a doctor's appointment at about 11:10.
This bitch can't fathom that
he
he
was
bought
here
like
at
a
that
bicycle
time
somewhere else.
at the house. And I got back from that at noon, and he was gone. He turned it off and left it behind,
Or got picked
which
up by
seems
somebody
kind
else.
of deliberate.
Leaving the phone
because he's
behind
always
is
got his
strange.
phone. He has a smartwatch. I don't know if that's with him or not.
Has he ever done this before?
Never. Nothing even
Never.
remotely like it. He's a retired Air Force Major General. He's very responsible, but he's also facing some medical issues.
Do you have any video at your home?
Just
No.
the anal stuff.
Has he been diagnosed with any mental disorders or anything like that?
Well, we've been seeing a doc for both physical and mental in terms of anxiety, short-term memory loss, lack of sleep. The same doc I went to see today.
Does he carry any weapons on him?
Well, not generally. He does have a gun safe, and I went to look in the gun safe to see if anything was missing, but I couldn't tell if anything was. He has quite a number of pistols and rifles. Other than saying if his brain and body keep deteriorating, he didn't want to live like that. But
brain and body
it seemed to me that was just a, man, I hate how this is going kind of thing, because I told him, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay. We're going to send some deputies out to talk to you, see if we can search a little bit and see what's going on, okay?
Sure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I feel like it's a psyop because of the way that she's saying that he was having health issues. This motherfucker was like the top UFO guy, and then his wife's like they're putting a gun to her head, and it's like, hey, call the 911 people and tell him that he was really sick. But he wasn't sick. No, just tell him that he was sick and he had mental problems, so that people question it a little bit less that we shot him in the head or whatever.
It's such a weird. He's got to know. What if it's multiple things? What if he's smart enough to know that when he starts to lose his mental faculties and this disease progresses, that maybe he was worried that some of the secrets that he's been able to keep will no longer be able to stay inside of him. You know what I mean? And maybe he offed himself as a precaution. He's the ultimate company man. Like, he's taking himself out so that he doesn't spill any of the beans, you know.
They could have a sleeper agent activated him. You know, they could have just, and then he just, everything shuts everything off, turns his phone off, and just, goes off.
What if he's in the woods with Savannah Guthrie?
Huh.
Or her mom or whatever. I don't know.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's probably where the
You're late in the stream. Why did we listen to that call? He's a major general of the Air Force who for sure had knowledge of the entirety of the reverse engineering program, the legacy program.
She meant, why aren't you talking about her?
Oh, my bad.
Why did we listen to that call and not listen to a video with me in it? Oh my gosh.
When the operator asked if there was video, she said just a quick no was weird. I don't know. Maybe. I didn't pick up on that. Let me try that again. Boom.
I left for a doctor's appointment at about 11:10, and he was here at that time at the house. And I got back from that at noon, and he was gone. He turned it off and left it behind, which seems kind of deliberate because he's always got his phone. He has a smartwatch. I don't know if...
So, Amber, this guy is a very high-up government official who has just gone missing, who many believe to have information and knowledge of the reverse engineering legacy program, crashed UFOs, bodies, retrievals, the whole thing. Not only that, a network of scientists peripheral to what he would be working on have also gone missing. Some dead, some just missing. The strangest one, I think, there was a group of friends hiking with this female scientist. They said that like two of them were maybe a couple of yards ahead of her. They looked back, she waved at them, and then she disappeared. Like, vanished in front of them, which was strange. And she still has not been found. Huh?
Is this one of the Spanish ones?
Maybe.
That's fucking. That
with
happens
him
all
or
the
not?
time.
Has he ever done this before?
Never. Nothing even remotely like it.
What's weird is
He's
the
a
last thing that they
retired
saw
Air
of her
Force
was
Major
that
General.
she was
He's very
waving to them,
responsible,
like in
but
a
he's
cheerful
also
manner.
facing some medical
She knew
issues.
she's about to
Do
leave.
you have any video at your home?
No.
Has he been diagnosed with any mental disorders or anything like that?
Well, we've been seeing a doc for both physical and mental in terms of
The media coverage has been decent, I'll say. Like, I know on like Fox News and CNN it's been mentioned, so.
But that's what I brought up earlier.
Huh?
That's what I brought up earlier. The only reason that it's been brought up is just to rub it in our face. That's like, what, is it gonna bring them back to life? No. Are we gonna get anything satisfying out of it? No. Is it just to tell us that they killed him because of what they did? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
anxiety, short-term memory loss, lack of sleep. The same doc I went to see today.
Does he carry any weapons on him?
Well, not generally. See today. Memory loss and mental in terms of anxiety.
Okay, so this does not indicate to me ALS or anything. She's saying we've been seeing a doc for the same things. Mental,
short-term memory
loss, anxiety, lack of sleep. These are not ALS symptoms.
Does he carry any weapons on him?
Well,
right.
Not generally. He does have a gun safe, and I went to look in the gun safe to see if anything was missing, but I couldn't tell.
I haven't
if
found any
was.
of them, Amber.
He has quite a number of pistols and rifles. Other than
the ones they have found
saying
are
if
dead,
his
actually.
brain and body keeps deteriorating, he didn't want to live like that. But it seemed to me that was just a, man, I hate how this is going kind of thing, because I told him, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay. We're going to send some deputies up to talk to you, see if we can search a little bit and see what's going on, okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Let's see if we can find more on these scientists.
Morning, she dropped her husband off at work. Then she drove to her daughter's workplace, told a story about forgetting her badge, and left. She was last seen walking alone on a desert road. No wallet, no phone, no keys. And both of her phones were later found at home, factory reset to blank. So think about how hard it is to disappear in 2025. Cameras on every corner, a digital trail on every transaction. Most people don't walk to the mailbox without their phone. And Melissa Cassius walked into the desert with nothing and was never seen again.
Guys, are you fucking kidding me? Walks off into the desert after she drops her daughter off. Both of her phones are found factory reset at home. They're not even trying.
Killed, they probably could be in a, like, is it called MH370? Is that what the plane is called?
Yeah, they could be in a dumb,
Or like they could be, their clones were found dead or whatever, and it's like, hey, like it could be like, oh,
just
they got
walked off
killed.
right
like,
tiny times.
I mean, if
both their phones
America,
factory reset, you giving me come on.
If everyone's
and then
killing
came
all their scientists
December.
all the time, they're not going to have any
On
of
December
them left.
15th, Nuno Loureiro, a 47-year-old professor.
But whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's the idea. It's like,
I guess.
It's like when the Egyptians used to bury the pharaohs, and they'd finally put the pharaoh's sarcophagus into its final resting spot, and then they kill all the people who buried it so that nobody else knows where the pharaoh's sarcophagus is or how to get to it. And then those people are killed, and those people are killed, or whatever.
Yeah,
imagine maybe there was some breakthrough, and they're just trying to make sure anybody who is tangentially connected to it doesn't ever get a chance to talk about it.
Of nuclear science and the director of the MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center.
I know the guy, Gish.
was shot multiple times in his home in Brookline, Massachusetts. He died the next day. His research was focused on how plasmas behave in fusion reactors and extreme astrophysical environments. The kind of work that sits at the intersection of energy, propulsion, and the physics that would be required to explain how certain UAPs move. In February 2026, Carl Grillmeier, an astrophysicist at Caltech, was shot and killed at his home. And on March 17th, barely 2 weeks ago, the body of Jason Thomas, a 45-year-old assistant director of chemical biology at the pharmaceutical company Novartis, was recovered from a lake in Wakefield, Massachusetts. He had been missing since December. 6 people, 3 vanished without a trace, 3 dead, all within 10 months, all connected to classified research, advanced propulsion, nuclear science, or defense technology. Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett went on record this month to say there are too many people disappearing and that something dark is going on. Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson revealed that both he and UAP whistleblower David Grush had tried to contact McCaslin before his disappearance. After receiving a tip that the general held critical information about unidentified aerial phenomena, every attempt to reach him was refused, and then he was gone. Now, if this were a one-time event, a single strange decade, you could call it a coincidence, stress, bad luck, the nature of high-risk work. But it is not a one-time event, and this is where it gets much worse. Between 1982 and 1990, at least 25 scientists and engineers who worked for the British defense company GEC Marconi died under circumstances that have never been explained. GEC Marconi was one of Britain's largest...
Let me see here. This is a long... So Jesse Michaels likes to post with his AI, so it's like it's a long thing here, but...
He's like, make it as long as possible, and then when people look at it, make them
I mean, it's definitely got a lot of info in it, but excuse me.
The funny thing with the pyramids is, like, imagine seeing like an alien structure that probably has like a function and a purpose, and you're like, I'm gonna stick some dead guy in there.
Breaking: NASA's lead electrostatic scientist. I listened to this podcast. It's actually really good. Check it out on American Alchemy if you're interested in this. Lead electrostatic scientist claims he's discovered a new force that counteracts gravity with no fuel necessary. Dr. Charles Bueller has run 2,000 vacuum chamber experiments showing propellantless thrust force that persists after the power is switched off. It cannot be explained by ion wind, magnetic effects, or classical energy conservation. The input is pure electricity, and the output is millinewtons of thrust counteracting gravity. He believes his work vindicates the legacy of mid-century anti-gravity pioneer Thomas Townsend Brown. I can't believe that Jesse put out a tweet and mentioned Thomas Townsend Brown in it, but all jokes aside, the guy's probably for sure discovered anti-gravity.
Is it a joke because he talks about it all the fucking time?
Huh?
Is it a joke because he talks about it all the time? Actually,
in credit to Jesse, nobody was talking about Townsend Brown before Jesse. And I think Jesse's really onto something, that this is the guy. This is, we always talk about when physics took a right turn with like string theory and shit. This would be the linchpin. This would be the turning point when they did that. When this guy discovered what he discovered.
It's like, wait a minute.
Well, it turns out it's all built off of the back of what fucking Tesla was doing and shit. It's all like high voltage electronics. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it has to do with electricity. And this guy's the electrostatic scientist at NASA, the head of it. Will lead to new paradigm of propellantless deep space travel that transcends chemical combustion rockets. Charles Bueller has a PhD in condensed matter physics from Florida State University. Spent over 2 decades at NASA's. Okay, we don't need his whole background. Skeptic mentor stopped cold in 2010. The first demonstration happened in a non-vacuum lab using a laser aimed at a wall to detect small displacements. Bueller and his future brother-in-law run the test. His mentor, Sid Clements, an electrostatics expert who had dismissed the work entirely, watched the laser move and immediately abandoned what he was doing and walked over. Okay, so this is when they discovered it. Is there anything in here about like a missing scientist? First Contact? I'm confused. Or do you think that maybe some of these scientists were working on this as well? Was that the because I don't see anything on here about UAP investigation had no physicists. Yeah, that's true. Why this matters? No, well, interesting nonetheless, we'll say. Let me go back to this guy.
On advanced radar, satellite systems, torpedo guidance, submarine detection, and computer simulations for classified weapons platforms. The kind of work that overlapped in many ways that have never been fully examined with research into exotic propulsion and advanced materials. The first death that drew attention was in March 1982. Dr. Keith Bowden, a senior computer scientist working on SDI contracts, drove off a bridge into an abandoned rail yard. His car hit the ground so hard it disintegrated. The official report blamed alcohol. His wife and solicitor didn't believe it. And then in 1985, Roger Hill, a 49-year-old Marconi radar designer,
Feel free to post
was
any
found
links,
dead
Julia.
of a shotgun blast
I'll take a
at
look
his
at whatever
home.
you got.
That same year, Jonathan Walsh, a 29-year-old digital communications expert, fell from a hotel window in West Africa. And before he died, he had told people that he feared for his life. And then came the cluster. August 1986 through late 1988.
Look into
Death
the leading
after
edge
death
technology
after
on
death.
B-2 bomber.
First, Bimal Dajibai was 24,
stealth
a software
bomber.
engineer working on torpedo and SDI simulation systems, jumped from a suspension bridge in Bristol. His body was found with his pants around his ankles and an unexplained needle-sized puncture wound in his left buttock.
Oh,
the coroner
that's
could
normal.
not explain it. And 2 months later, Ashad Sharif, a 26 computer scientist working on satellite guidance systems, drove to a remote area, tied one end of a rope to a tree, the other end around his neck, and accelerated his car.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Essentially decapitated himself. The coroner ruled it as suicide. David Sands packed his car full of gas cans and drove it into an empty building at high speed. Okay, Peter People was found under his car, dead of carbon monoxide poisoning, and Trevor Knight was found the same way, dead in his garage. Richard Pugh was found in his flat with a plastic bag over his head, rope wound 4 times around his neck, and his feet bound. And then there was Shani Warren, 26 years old, found in a lake in 18 inches of water, gagged, with a noose around her neck, her hands tied behind her back, and her feet bound together. She was wearing stiletto heels, and the official explanation was that she did all of that to herself, then hobbled to the lake and drowned. Her employer was acquired by GEC Marconi less than 1 month after her death, by the way. 25 deaths. Car crashes, falls, shootings, electrocutions, drownings, carbon monoxide poisonings, and methods so unusual that the Bristol coroner openly admitted to the press he could not explain them. Almost all were ruled suicides or accidents. No public inquiry was ever conducted. The British Ministry of Defense called it coincidence.
Yeah, everything
Journalist
I've read
Tony
pretty
Collins
much,
of Computer Weekly tracked every case and calculated
what you're
that the
saying there.
statistical probability of this cluster occurring by chance was, his assessment, vanishingly small. And here's the detail that connects this story to the one we started with. GEC Marconi's SDI work placed their scientists at the frontier of the same research domains, exotic materials, advanced propulsion, space-based weapons detection systems that today sit at the center of the unidentified aerial phenomena debate. Different decade, different continent, same intersection of classified science and unexplained death.
Well, it's definitely electric, but it's how it's harnessed that is important. So if you go and maybe we'll watch a little bit of it. But I just don't want my entire podcast to be just watching episodes of American Alchemy, although I could do that and be just as happy. But in that long post that First Contact just linked me there, that is from the interview with that electrostatics scientist, head of the electrostatics department from NASA. And in that he talks about, they're basically pulling this shit out of the ether. Like it's a force that, they never suspected. They like physics says should not be there, but it is there. And what does that sound like? That sounds like what fucking Tesla was talking about. That sounds like what T. Thomas Brown was talking about.
You know that space cable thing that I always bring up that has like the 1,000 million UFOs caught on the thing and they're like pulsing and shit. Do you know what that whole entire thing was? The entire point was to send a cable around the Earth and harness the ether. This is a NASA thing.
Really?
That was the point of that.
You're going to have to pull something up where I can like dig into that. Not that I don't believe you, but I've not heard that theory and I've seen that video a million times over the past like decades. I've never heard that theory before. Yeah, we'll take a look at that video next, New Rock Ones. It'll fucking blow your tits off. It's exactly what you're talking about.
But the pattern did not begin in the 1980s. In 1959, an astronomer named Morris Jessup was found dead in his station wagon in a Florida park. A hose ran from the exhaust pipe to the interior.
And another thing is I think that this guy, the electrostatics head guy, maybe we're being allowed to hear about it officially from this guy because they're getting to the point where they're just going to tell us about it, where they're going to be able to, they're going to make it seem like any of this shit that they've had for decades, like the TR3B and mastering anti-gravity, and the whole reason for keeping this a secret where we don't have to pay for electricity ever, 0 point energy. They're going to make it seem like it's a new discovery. That's how it's going to be presented to us so that they can fucking, like all these scientists, all these like garage tinkerers who have gone missing, cars that run on zero on like water and shit that have gone missing. They're good. If they ever decide to let any one of those technologies out, they're going to make it seem like it was a new discovery, and they're going to have somebody from NASA come out and say, oh, we made this discovery, like this guy who was just on American Alchemy talking about pulling energy out of the ether. Right? We've all been reading about this. If you have any side interest in ufology, this is bound to come up. And I think he's talking about exactly what Tesla was talking about, and he's talking about exactly what Townsend Brown was talking about. These are all just rediscoveries, but they're not really rediscoveries. This is them giving us the information because we keep, all these independent reporters, like all this shit is out there now, and they can only deny it for so long, right? You know what I mean? Everything we is energy. Just to lift my pinky finger takes bioelectricity, but at the end it's all energy. If you got a 250 milliliter cup and it's half full of water, there's enough energy to power the USA.
Half full, by the way. We have ourselves an optimist here.
Right. Yes, that's a house. Yeah, go back and watch the Townsend Brown American Alchemy episode. It's like it's like 2 hours long. It's like a documentary. It's not a podcast. It's a documentary about the guy. They go into like, you could power anything infinitely with this just by making little tiny. You guys familiar with the Tesla coils where it's like a tower and it almost looks like a nuclear mushroom on the top, but it's all like metal? There would be tiny ones of those in your refrigerator, in your TV, in your microwave, all just pulling out of the ether, powering itself. You would never have to buy anything ever again.
Yeah, God patched the universe, and he's like, fuck it, I'll just give him free resources. And then the Jews,
but it's always been like that from the beginning. Yeah,
but then they found that out before us, and they're like, we'll scam these retards, and they think there's limited resources.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Really quick.
Carbon
Amber's
monoxide.
Adorable because she thinks that we're gonna let her up on the panel. She
I'll
said,
let her up.
Don't end. I'm
If
joining.
Amber wants to come up, I'll let her up.
Like it's her choice. Like the link.
All
is
she
just
has
out
to
there.
do is ask me.
Fuck you, bitch. Can't join. There ain't enough bandwidth
Amber can join
on the internet to let a
You
bitch
let
like
Kramos
you
on your podcast the other night. Don't tell me I can't have Amber on mine.
Well, Amber's
my
enemy.
top mod, boy.
She's not my enemy.
Ruled a suicide. But Jessup had published a book about UFOs and ancient astronauts, and he had received annotated copies of his own work that linked his research to something called the Philadelphia Experiment, an alleged Navy test involving electromagnetic fields that
they tried to make a
some
thing
claim
invisible.
Anti-gravity. His friends said that he was afraid in the weeks before his death. He had told
trying to make
people
a
he
ship
had learned
invisible
things
and
that put
teleport
him at risk. And in 1971, James McDonnell, an atmospheric physicist at the University of Arizona and one of the most credible scientific voices arguing for serious UFO research, was found dead in the desert with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He had testified
the
before
bar really,
Congress.
really low so that
he
he
had
does
challenged
the
the Air
minimum and gets
Force.
praised for
He had
it.
been ridiculed,
It's actually
harassed,
our
and systematically
tag team
discredited
event.
for years.
Our little thing we do.
The official explanation was that personal and professional pressure
What do
drove
you got
him
here,
to it.
Faded? Is this
In 2004, Dr. John Mack, a Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner who had spent years researching alien abduction accounts with clinical rigor.
Okay, what is it now?
This is an AI overview of what
John Mack.
the satellite mission was about, and then we can watch a video about what the mission was about.
Okay, so you're saying that they were trying to put a tether around the circumference of the Earth?
Just out into space. Just out. And then gather ether.
Okay, not around the Earth.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, there's no way that they'd be able to like lift that off of the surface of the Earth.
Yeah, no way.
Okay.
The primary purpose of the STS-75 shuttle mission, which happened in 1996, was to refly the tethered satellite system to investigate electrodynamics in the ionosphere and test space power generation. Oh,
okay.
The mission aboard Space Shuttle Columbia also carried payload to conduct crucial microgravity experiments in material science. So it
does it mention the UFOs?
No. Despite the tether failure, scientists collected critical data on tether dynamics, electrical power generation in space, and plasma discharges. Yeah, plasma discharges. Bitch. Whatever you say. And then we can watch this, which, by the way, look how many views that video has from 3 years ago on this one topic.
666. Dun, dun, dun.
We have to watch it now. We could skip around, see if they say anything. Actually, I don't have to skip around. I can ask the AI and ask that, do
UFOs
they talk about UFOs? Yes.
This is where they're going to go, only retards think it's UFOs in the video.
Weird thing. Well, you had the UFO people now say the UFO, that it was UFO and all that, but again, that was something that, we knew kind of what happened. I guess what they found in the end was, what was it? Why the tether broke.
You want me to explain why the tether broke?
Right.
Okay, so the tether broke
All right. Do you want me to explain the story that I told you to tell, or did you get scared and I have to tell it for you now?
For a combination of reasons, any of which hadn't been there, it probably wouldn't have broke. The first was that we were getting more voltage than the theory had indicated. So
so there's just an infinite amount of. Okay, that's hilarious. So what he's saying is they put this fucking tether out there.
They put the tether out to absorb energy.
So much fucking power. That the power
way better
of God
than they
was put into this cable, and they were like,
it's pretty cool. Though.
It's infinite. It's just there's that much out there.
It broke the
there's
fucking
that much
tether.
out there. Oh my God, they're so funny.
It worked really well.
Really, really well.
And then we just never explored to do it ever again.
Right. Yeah. It worked really well. Check. It's like, we got our answer. Yeah. We don't have to do this experiment again.
How funny is that, Crackadona? It worked so well. It worked better than we thought, so we never tried to.
Well, guess what? It works on the ground too.
Gosh,
they didn't even have to go to space to do that. You know what I mean?
So the second is because as part of the experiment, essentially they tried a flow current, which means on the MPES they had two items that were called electron gun assemblies, basically to shoot the electrons back out into the plasma. But so when that was happening, you had a closed circuit and electricity was flowing.
Can you imagine a space laser powered by the infinite ether source? Infinite
you never
power
have
laser.
to turn it off. You could just it'd be like the Death Star beam but it never had to power up or shut down. Yeah, right.
Jesus
Christ. Called electron gun assemblies, basically to shoot the electrons back out into the plasma. But so when that was happening, you had a closed circuit and electricity was flowing. But those electron gun assemblies would get hot, so they'd have to turn them off and let them cool down. So at this point, they just happened to have them off, letting them cool down, so you had maximum potential.
Cryptochemist 369.
Also, so the third contributing factor
Can't
was
say I
in
have.
the lower tether cutting mechanism. They found there was some FOD, which was some metal shavings from when it was manufactured. So they think that one of the pieces of metal shavings got stuck into the tether. The other is that in that lower tether cutting mechanism, the pressure based on the day of the mission that they were in, they went back and did the calculation. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with how pressure responds, or arcing potential responds to atmosphere, but essentially normal air that we're in, you've got a lot of molecules in the way, so you don't have too much.
I'm not hearing him explain why how they're UFOs. He's blaming it on one piece of metal that got stuck in the tether.
Yeah, he's basically like he brushed over the thing that I was laughing about. It's like, oh yeah, we were gathering ether and it literally blew the thing up.
Right.
And oh yeah, it was some piece of metal. It was windy that day on
Well,
the
that's
ground.
what I had always accepted as the explanation for the little discs flying around, that it was space debris.
Yeah, no,
And
all
he's
the
saying they
UFOs were like, hey,
metal
look at these
shavings that got
retards, they're
stuck in the
figuring it
tether
out.
from manufacture, is what it sounds like he's saying.
No, they're probably not even sentient either. It's just like literally oceanic life.
Okay, but I'm talking
space.
about these fucking NASA spooks are giving an explanation, and I thought that never mind. All right,
No,
we're gonna
what?
go back to. I thought that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to explain, because they're doing a live Q&A on YouTube. People are asking, what about the video of the tether with the UFOs flying all around it? And this guy here goes, well, tell him what we found out. And he's like, there was a metal shaving stuck in the tether, and when it exploded from taking up too much ether, that metal shaving is what you see as the UFO.
Yes,
is what I'm
gathering. That is what he's saying. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The arcing potential.
Lame.
To a point
By the way.
Well, that's what he's saying. It's not what it is.
Hello, Amber.
Molecules for it to flow through, so they can start to drop down. But they were essentially.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part about joining the panel is?
Yeah.
Seeing my smile go away.
Yeah,
Oh.
and there's no fucking ads to interrupt what you guys are saying.
Well, I don't think I turned the ads on because I'm playing copyrighted music now. So
Well,
what's
they're on.
the point? What's up, Black RG?
They're definitely on.
Oh, they are on.
Yes, I've definitely dealt with like 3 sets of ads since I've been in chat.
Did you get an ad for a bucket of fish?
No.
You're in because you're in your water tank right now, aren't you?
Yeah, but the AI wouldn't have known that. Well, I guess it would have because my comments, but
yeah, our phones are watching us all the time.
Yeah,
even
that's
when
true.
we're in our stunt tank.
Not only
Technically,
does
that
it
was-
have a microphone on it, but every speaker is also a microphone anyway, so it has 2 microphones in it.
All right, let's get back to the dead scientist, shall we?
Was struck and killed by a drunk
I
driver
smashed
while
all
crossing
of
a
them.
street in London. A pedestrian accident. The driver was convicted, but yet to those who followed Mac's work, the timing felt too clean. He had spent years lending scientific credibility to a
I'm a
subject
big fan of
that
John
powerful
Mac. John Mac's in
institutions
my,
wanted
my
buried.
trailer,
In
my
each
intro
case,
video.
taken alone has an explanation. Depression, reckless driving, drunk at the wheel.
The African
Each
kid,
one
right?
can be filed away as tragic.
He visited them, but he's mostly he was the head of Harvard's psychology department, right? So pretty prestigious. Then and he was never really involved in UFOs until he started paying attention to regressive therapy in people who have said they've been abducted. Then he beelined, like he had a hyper focus on it. There was something about it that he was fascinated about, and he put all of his academic shit basically aside to focus on abductees and their stories and the psychological phenomena of that. And I think that he believed that they were telling the truth. He says so. He says that in the beginning of my trailer.
Right,
He's like,
that's why I brought it up, because that's the part of him.
he's like,
in the
well,
trailer is that.
if they see it and they believe it, then what has happened? Like that kind of thing or whatever. And then the powers that be at Harvard told him, you got to stop, because this is like, they were embarrassed. Like there was still a lot of UFO stigma, even talking about it. And then he published a few books, and then he went and gave a talk about it in London, and he stepped off a curb and was killed.
But when you line them up next to each other across decades, the explanations start to feel a bit thin. And here's what the last 7 decades tell
Drop
us.
some likes, guys. I'd appreciate it.
In the 1950s and 60s, the people who died or suffered were the ones asking questions in public, writing books, pushing Congress, demanding answers about what the government knew. In the 1980s, the people who died were the ones doing the classified work itself, building the systems, writing the simulations, engineering the materials. And now, in 2025 and 26, it's both the researchers and the insiders, the scientists building the propulsion systems, and the generals who oversaw them, vanishing during hikes, shot in their homes, found in lakes, phones wiped clean. And the timing of this latest cluster is impossible to ignore. It began months before Trump's disclosure order. It accelerated after it. Congressman Burlinson has said on the record that he was warned by an intelligence community source to remove certain names from his investigation list, and that the person who warned him said, and I'm paraphrasing, they would have no problem having you killed if you keep pursuing this. So that is a sitting member of Congress speaking publicly about a threat made to him while investigating unidentified aerial phenomena.
Threat?
There's
Like
no
on a
official
guitar?
investigation linking
Yeah,
these
guitar
cases.
fret.
Law enforcement in every
Like the
jurisdiction
threats.
has treated each death and each disappearance independently. And maybe they are independent. Maybe this is a coincidence stretched across 70 years and 2 continents. But that is a lot of coincidence. As of today, William McCaslin has been missing for over 30 days. Monica Reza has been missing for 9 months.
How has he been missing?
Melissa Cassias has been missing for 9 months.
Yeah, it's
as
almost like
well.
he's dead.
No bodies have been
Yeah,
recovered
he's
for
for
any
sure
of them,
dead
and no
at this
explanation
point.
has been given.
Super dead.
And here's the question that none of this answers, and maybe the only one that matters. If there is nothing behind the UFO question, if there's nothing to protect, nothing to hide, nothing worth killing for, then why do the people close?
Thank you, Mexican spaceman. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coconut Cremos.
All right, we're gonna take a look at
Amber's titties and why they make her an alien human hybrid and how to spot them from a mile away. If you ever see
That's
a pair like
not
this.
what I was gonna pick, but now I'm intrigued.
Careful what you wish for,
Oh no.
because I'll turn this fucking camera on right now.
She is in the bathtub. That's the last time she traumatized me.
She's getting her barnacles scraped off.
She's
You're
in
stupid,
Walker
Faded. You
Marina.
fucking
She's
incel queer.
at a dock, and there's
You're
like, people,
queer.
like, actually scraping off the things, the barnacles.
So before you start
She's
your
getting
other
her hull
video,
scraped.
shut up. Do you know like the conclusion I came to about the females that Faded is attracted to?
Oh, the Faded's attracted to females? That's news to me.
Yeah, don't tell Crackadona that. We might start having trouble in the beige room.
Yeah, well, okay, he is a faggot,
No, go
but
ahead.
like
Go
he
ahead.
does have a certain type of female that he's attracted to, and
what's
they
that?
all have like very gymnic.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like they have that similarity.
That's one. That's one.
Yeah, that's
person.
one. You said females, plural. Name another one.
I mean, okay, so, but I mean, like type of women. Gymnic is like gymnic, crunchy, like what's her name? Finch.
Crunchy,
They're
now
all
you're
the same. They
talking.
all remind me.
God damn. Crunchy is fucking fine as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
God damn. God bless
I'm just
Omate
saying,
and
like-
his broken heart for posting the
It
never
wasn't
mind.
even Omate. It was some other guy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but
Well, why was it on Omate's page?
It's not. That's like Q explained this to me the other day. I thought the same thing. Apparently, it's some other guy, but it's like they're obviously friends. So whatever.
Well, yeah, they put you in jail for like
I don't know what
1,000
you guys are
years
talking
over there.
about.
But if
That,
you're
like,
an
I know
African
about it.
migrant and you cut a woman's head off, they let you out the next day. You
Well,
post
'cause
a
they
little
want you to
revenge
keep doing
porn
that.
on the internet, you're going to jail forever.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
That's crazy.
Okay, so that's 3 people.
What you
2
got?
of those
Razor?
people are secretly the same person.
You got a
and one
page?
of those.
Yeah,
I'm just saying you have
other
like
people is new.
you have like a type of female you like, and they all just have very similar traits. I was just saying, I
Like,
I
name
feel
a
like
few
you're
of the
thinking-
traits, Amber. Or I'm moving on.
You want me to like say them?
Yeah, you brought it up and you keep mentioning it over and over again. I
So
was
the traits are like, I want to say like medical
Is this for real?
issues, like skinny and blonde and
Yeah.
tall. and
Ugh,
like
gross. We all hate that.
insecure. No,
Dude, Finch is like not even 5 feet tall. She's not tall at all.
but she looks tall. Okay, that maybe was just the angle. I don't know.
And neither
Fuck you,
is
Crack.
neither is Crunchy or Gymnic. They're both very short as well.
But I feel like
whatever.
they're tall compared to you. I feel like you're not that tall.
Okay.
How tall are
I'm the
you,
tallest
Faded?
man that's ever lived.
I'm 6'2".
No, you're not. No way.
Yes, I am, you dirty bitch. Yes, I am.
What?
Amber, he's a tall circus freak. Yeah.
That's
I am.
crazy.
I mean, you know
never
Q is
would've
tall,
thought.
right? I've
Haven't
hung
you
out
ever
with Q,
seen
and
that
he's like
video?
2 inches taller than me.
Yeah, Amber, haven't you ever seen when he met up with Q? And they're like the same
No.
height and they kiss?
Well,
I've
I'm gonna
not
be
seen
meeting up again with
Amber,
him soon, so don't worry.
Amber, are you looking at the screen?
Yes.
I have a clip.
Look each other's in the eyes.
Okay,
to show
I'm
the
watching.
Iron Union. And look each other's in the eyes to see the hard iron union. Nigger. Well, it's as good as you're gonna get.
He
Yeah,
hates
that's a
that
good
video.
clip.
I think it's the funniest thing
But they're
ever.
sitting down, aren't they?
Yeah, but
They're
there's
sitting
there's
on
a
me.
clip. Well, who's on the face and who's on the lap, you'll never know. But there's.
Why do you say you're
it's-
never going to meet up with you again? Something happened with your
No, I
little
am
date?
going to. I just no. I just booked the thing. No, we are hanging out. Yeah,
Sick.
that's chill. Yeah, the
See if you
place
can
is
keep that
super,
boy out of
super,
jail.
Super nice too. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the PC. It'll be chill. Oh, is the camera on?
Picking bugs out of each other's hair, like.
Did you guys like share like hair secrets
All right,
and
Razor.
like pillow fights?
I had a video I got queued up that I'm going to look at right now, but we'll definitely take
Yeah.
a look at it at some point.
Okay, but did I really miss the Artemis videos?
Yeah, bitch. Go fuck
That
I
yourself.
can look at more. There's like we'll look at some more after this. But
Okay, cool.
We were talking about the rediscovery of pulling energy or some new type of propulsion right out of the ether. And coincidentally, Jesse Michaels on American Alchemy just like 2 podcasts ago had the head of electrostatics from NASA coming on to say that he discovered a new type of propulsion. Guys, he discovered it. It's all brand new.
And then he got killed.
Yeah, no, he's still alive.
the type
I
of
think that's probably
propulsion.
why. I think this is
Yeah,
us
the-
being allowed to know about it finally.
Yeah, the type
After
of
they killed everyone?
propulsion that propelled the fucking Atlas comet that you guys talk shit about. It was static electricity. And like I said in chat, in 20 years from now, when you guys find out I was right, I know you won't tell me I was right, but you'll find out I was right.
You think that asteroid was being powered by static electricity?
Yes.
I mean,
This is what you get for
if
letting
it
a woman on the
was,
panel. Crackadona.
if it was traveling under its own propulsion, there's a good chance that you could be correct. But
I think I'm
all
correct.
the evidence points to it's just an asteroid flying through space.
With a weird ass comet trail in front
Well,
of it.
the thing, Crackadona,
there had to be a better
they
way to
pilot
know.
the asteroids. Like have you ever seen this in science fiction? Like their ship is the asteroid, and they just attach like a rocket to the end of it, and they just fly the fucking asteroid around. Like that's like sometimes that is a like it's well they're just
All right.
flying the asteroid, or if it's very asteroid.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking
stone
about.
people.
That's not what we're talking
It,
about.
it is
I
literally
still-
what we're fucking talking about.
I still think that yes, that comet was being propelled by static electricity. In the form of whatever could be static
They were-
electricity sense in
There was some weird
space.
shit going on where it was having like some like because like you mentioned the tail, they were saying that like some of they theorized that like the ice on it was off gassing, and that was working as a type of propulsion, but maybe it wasn't off gassing. Maybe it was some sort of intelligently designed propulsion system, right?
I wouldn't
They
even
can
think
make
intelligently
It
designed.
just had to be.
I
I spent
think it
2
was
decades
something
looking
naturally
at-
created.
Okay, we're gonna watch this video now. Please be quiet.
Fucking kill yourself.
Fine.
You do think you've discovered a propulsion
Fuck
mechanism
you.
that could get us interstellar travel.
I take those lifters and I put them in a plastic box and put it on a scale. You turn it on, the thing lifts up, and the weight flatlines, does not move at all.
Still about 200 micronewtons of force still inside.
How many variations of this experiment do you think you've tried?
We are close to 2,000.
2,000 instances of the experiment, or
No,
2,000?
2,000 variations.
Holy
2
shit.
test articles. Each one's tested multiple times.
If you were
You
to
gotta
apply that to
download
like
new
a
rock
satellite
ones.
in
Nobody
space
has
in a
original
zero gravity
thoughts.
environment,
It would accelerate with the power off. Can't explain that to the scientific community. I just can't.
The idea that you could just charge it up and leave it there and it gets thrust, like it hurts my brain to even
Byfield-Brown
imagine
effect.
how is that possible.
These are very weird things.
it's like you create this thrust mode that just keeps going.
I don't think I'm bending space-time. Maybe I am.
For over a century, humanity's journey to the stars has been held hostage by a simple, unyielding truth. Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's the law that
Stupid
powers
bitch
every
opens her
rocket,
mouth,
every
and the back
satellite,
of my hand
every
reaches her
probe
head.
we've ever launched. And it's also the law that keeps us trapped here on Earth. In order to get to the closest habitable planet in our very own Milky Way galaxy, a place called Proxima Centauri b, it would take you 50 to 80,000 years in a chemical combustion rocket. You would die before even getting 1% of the way there.
Yeah.
And if you somehow figured out a way to live for thousands of years, by the time you came back to Earth after a trip like that, it would be totally unrecognizable. You'd be playing out the ending of the Planet of the Apes.
Hold up a second.
In AI, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's definitely a Mel Gibson AI.
It would be totally unrecognizable.
Tell me that's not fucking Mel Gibson, bro.
Recognizable. You'd be playing out the ending of the Planet of the Apes.
You maniac!
To go anywhere in space, you have to carry fuel, massive amounts of it. Over 90% of any rocket's mass at launch is just propellant, pure fuel, burned and ejected out of the back to push the remaining 10% forward. Launching a rocket to get a satellite into space is like flying a fully loaded 747 to deliver a suitcase.
One of the challenges we have to solve is orbital refilling, where we dock on orbit and transfer propellant.
The modern king of rocketry and Mr. Occupy Mars himself, Elon Musk, has publicly stated that Newton's laws are the end-all be-all for space travel. For some reason, he's quite adamant about that.
There's no way around Newton's third law, really. You basically have to expel mass.
The original godfather of American rocketry, Jack Parsons, believed this as well. In 1936, he and some colleagues at Caltech began launching the first rocket tests in western Pasadena. But what most people don't know is that a decade before Jack Parsons, in the 1920s, there was someone else at Caltech with some very different ideas for deep space travel.
Townsend Brown.
You know what, Julia? I felt really stupid because I said the same thing to him once before, so now I want you to feel really stupid. The RG at the end of his name is Radio Guy. So I think he knows that and has a career in radio.
Brown.
There's a guy named Townsend Brown.
Okay, Townsend Brown.
Brown had stumbled onto something that mainstream science still refuses to acknowledge. A possible break in Newton's laws, a new force, or perhaps a way to manipulate gravity itself with electromagnetism. Unifying these two fundamental forces has been the holy grail of physics for the last century, what Einstein died searching for. Townsend Brown discovered that when you apply a high voltage to certain asymmetric capacitors, they produce thrust. No fuel, no exhaust, no propellant, just electricity, converted directly into motion. A new model for space propulsion that could eliminate crude chemical combustion forever.
That's why they're fucking
Brown called his anti-gravity work electrovivitics. Meanwhile, physics textbooks called it impossible. And because of that, he was dismissed, ridiculed, and eventually erased from the official story of physics.
Like only kind of like
you didn't hear what he just explained. Go back. The shape of it itself is why it does that. So like that's why I said that's why the fucking UFOs are shaped like that, because it needs the ones that use this type of propulsion need to be shaped like a disc because of the way that just because of the way that
aerodynamics
like that. No, because here, go back, Crackadona, rewind.
I love how you fucks told me to be quiet while you're playing the video, and you guys have done nothing but talked during the whole fucking video.
It's because you have nothing to say. Go back a little more.
I do have something to say. You guys just think it's stupid because it's coming from a female.
A little bit more. Where it's like you can see, where you can see the actual thing. Keep going.
It in Faded's point of view, it is true.
Due to the way that it's shaped and it's hitting off of another one in the back. So he's putting the electricity into the one in the front, and it's giving off this wave, and then the wave is hitting the second one, and I think the second one
doesn't that look like the gravity bubble from Bob Lazar's the heart-shaped gravity bubble? I have the drawing of it right here. I'm looking at it. Yes, it does.
Yes. But it's specifically because it is shaped that way. Like if it was shaped differently, it wouldn't work the same way, and that's why that's what caught my
But
interest.
it feels like the same concept of aerodynamics.
It has nothing to do with
Well, aerodynamics would be obsolete
But
if this worked.
in the physics aspect of it, yes, like
up,
the
Megan?
least resistance.
Well, that's true. Everything tries to find the path of least resistance. Nothing is ever.
Well, that's what I'm
No
saying, and the
propellant,
shape would help
just
it
electricity
travel
converted
faster.
directly
Yes, exactly,
into
yes.
motion. A new model for space
Well,
propulsion that could
it's-
eliminate crude
helps the
chemical
electricity
combustion forever.
Yeah.
Brown called his anti-gravity work electrogravitics. Meanwhile, physics textbooks called it impossible. And because of that, he was dismissed, ridiculed, and eventually erased from the
Or
official
was he?
story of physics. But if you dig a bit deeper and read his
Good picture of
incredible
him.
biography by Paul Shatskin, you start to piece together a very different picture. One in which Townsend Brown isn't easily dismissed as an amateur quack. In fact, his work was witnessed by the highest levels of government and military.
Now we're getting some interesting territory.
People like notorious Air Force Chief of Staff Curtis LeMay, who courted Brown constantly. People like Edward Teller, the father of the hydrogen bomb. Bill Lear, the founder of the first private jet. And Agnew Bonson, founder of the Institute of
Whose
Field Physics at North.
son, Bill Lear's son, John Lear, was best friends with Bob Lazar, and I believe fed all of the stuff that Bob Lazar says he knows directly to him to be the face of his little bit of disclosure.
Carolina,
It's cool that
a
that
lieutenant
guy's son
colonel
was
from
friends
Wright
with an
Airfield,
alien.
who went on to become a general
Nice.
named Victor Bertrandi,
And yes, this guy was
witnessed
killed. They
Brown's
all get
gravitator
killed.
experiments
There's
in
not one
Los
of these
Angeles
guys
in
ever history that doesn't
1952.
get killed, ever. They all get killed every single time, forever and always. They ever do anything ever, they get killed or they get ridiculed.
I don't think
and
he
they're-
was officially killed. I think that he could have been killed, but I don't think he was officially killed. I think he died of like cancer or something.
which is a virus that you can
He
get
was
with-
quoted as
Yeah,
saying,
it's
"Believe it or
parasite.
not, I think I just saw a flying saucer, and it frightened me." And if that's not all, we have audio of a deathbed confession from
Is
French.
that something that like an Air Force official says about your experiments? Like, if your experiments are a total failure, do they usually go into a hangar and go, "I think I just saw a UFO and it frightened me," but it was a complete failure? I'm sure. Yeah,
but,
because it was
but then
fake.
don't go look into it, and it worked so well the first time. You should just never try again.
And they gave me rides on it too, and it frightened me.
Aerospace executive Jacques Cornillon, who witnessed Brown's successful experiments in a vacuum chamber in 1956 in Paris, explicitly stating he witnessed a positive result.
So that was a positive result.
This is to go along with an 120-page report around that specific experiment that's widely available online today.
Oh, so we can just make
Nonetheless,
one.
stigma, tech protection, and scientific suppression are all very real. Brown's work is still...
And to remind everybody, the reason we are watching this, we were talking about all of the scientists that got murdered. We're watching this because this was some of the propulsion technology that they were talking about, or that some of these scientists
They
were
worked on
working
and got
on.
killed for.
Right.
And that
likely
just one guy gets to
classified
say,
by the
"Oh,
Navy
I was working
to
on it
this
too,"
day.
and he's just
Over
like,
the last 70 years, Brown's experiments never went away. They just went
not saying he
underground.
was lying,
They've
though,
been
yeah, not at
replicated
all.
all over the world in places
What's
as
up,
far
Vice?
as
Free
Japan,
side?
but
Don't worry,
usually
buddy.
by
Get over.
persistent hobbyist teams or aerospace engineers stringing some funds together and operating out of pure passion. But in deep black American
Guys, hit that
aerospace,
like button,
I
I'd
believe
appreciate
Brown's work still exists in the form of whispers and vital subcompartments where it gets explored further. Okay, so that's the backdrop. Newton has us stuck on Earth. Industry titans like Elon can't be bothered to explore new propulsion modalities, and Townsend Brown is a total ghost relegated to quacky UFO circles. That is, until today. Inside a quiet lab in Florida, NASA's lead electrostatic scientist, a man named Dr. Charles Bueller, has been running the same gravity-altering
Bueller.
tests as Thomas Townsend Brown.
Bueller.
You see
19
about
subs away from
0.1
3K,
grams.
guys.
That corresponds to about 1 million.
Sub up if you
Weren't
have
you,
it.
weren't you
I'd
10
appreciate
away?
Only this time with
At the
modern
beginning?
instruments, more rigorous
bro,
controls,
you
and
said, "Oh, I'm
decades of
away,"
electrostatics
and then everyone
expertise from his work
unsubscribed.
at
I
Kennedy Space
exaggerate
Center
from time
behind
to time,
him.
Faded Bones.
And what he's measuring is thrust. Real, repeatable, directional thrust. No combustion, no reaction mass.
Interesting.
The future of space travel.
We say we have an energy crisis. Oh my God, the energy crisis. Well, it could be considered an energy crisis, but it's really a force crisis. It's a transportation crisis. How do you get an object from here to here?
At his company, Exodus Propulsion Technologies, Bueller isn't just replicating Townsend Brown's
totally
work.
nailed
He's
it.
validating it, scaling it, showing literal weight loss on scales due to upward thrust. Again, Bueller is not some mid-level guy at NASA. He's the lead electrostatic scientist in the entire agency. And you're also, I believe, about to be the president of the Electrostatic Society?
I just want to point out that later on in the interview, he admits that there's only like 3 people in the department and he's the head of it.
Too?
That's correct.
And he's
Why
contributed
would NASA
to
even
fundamental
have
principles
any
to the
type
field
of
of
department
electrostatics that are now
surrounding
widely...
static electricity if it wasn't a thing?
So Amber, I don't know if you remember in the Apollo program, they sealed up one of the capsules with one of, I think it was 3 astronauts in it. Gus Grisham, was he the guy? I forget. And it exploded and they all burned to death. And the fire was started because of electrostatics.
But
right?
Yeah, because they didn't have a full understanding of it. But in
It was
space, I'm
right.
sure.
And so why the electrostatics department is like responsible for like saving like 4 or 5 like launches in and of itself, just from keeping the
from static
the
electricity.
fuel. Yes, exactly. And that's why you need that department at NASA. It's very
If you don't
important.
keep saying that, she gets
That's what I'm
lost.
saying, though.
We're still talking
So
about
you
static
don't think
electricity,
I
right?
understand what you're saying, Crack? So Faded, shut the fuck up. But clearly, static electricity is a component in launching into space. So if it's like, why wouldn't it be a component in space?
What?
What do you mean, what?
What are you saying?
No, what are you saying, bitch? That's what he means.
Oh my god. Why? So how is it that static electricity is something that that is on Earth and been documented? Why wouldn't it be something that could happen in space, in the
Nobody
universe?
said that.
Oh. Yes, you guys have said that many times, calling me stupid when talking about that fucking Atlas comet being propelled by static electricity. You guys called me stupid.
Gus Grisham, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee were the 3 astronauts killed in the Apollo mission from too rich oxygen being ignited by electrostatics inside the crew capsule.
Okay, so I'm just asking why.
Just because 3i Atlas isn't static electricity doesn't mean there isn't static electricity. You're
She
conflating
so
the two
badly
things.
wants to be right about one thing. So
Yeah,
she's
I am
holding on
right.
to this
I
3i
am right.
Atlas
I'm
thing.
gonna, yes.
You did. There's no way for
I am
you to
right.
prove it. It's a plausible theory that you have.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking. And there's no
I
way
already
for it
said
to
that,
be
though.
Tell you that you're wrong,
disproven. No,
Well,
I
Crackadona,
know I'm
don't
just
you
gonna throw it in there
understand?
any
If
chance
she doesn't
I
have
get,
something
so.
to fight about, and if like things are just content and normal, she's uncomfortable.
No, that
and
has
it's
nothing to
bad.
do with it. I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
throw
how
it in every
The
chance I
female
get.
brain works.
That's what I'm explaining.
See what
And
I'm
did you
talking
know a
about?
funny-
It always has
a
to do
funny
with being
thing
a
also
female.
about the back of the female head, Crackadona.
Amber.
I don't know if you know this, but actually,
I don't even know what you're saying right now, Amber.
I know
would
what
you-
she's saying, and I answered her question because it was stupid.
Yeah, but
because
you're
the very
baiting her. And
No,
you
no,
know-
no, literally, she's going back to the
Crack.
3i Atlas thing, and she thinks that it was like
No,
propelling
Crackadona,
itself with
yes.
static electricity, and then we were telling her no.
That kind
and so
of
she's
has
saying
to
that
do
there's no
a
static
little-
electricity
yes.
in space. That's what she's saying because we said no to that. Then
No,
that means
you
that there's
guys
no
said it
anywhere.
wasn't like at first. You guys said it wasn't possible. It's not even a thing, and Crack made me feel dumb as fuck. Tried to.
I did not.
You
Listen.
did. You definitely were a part of it.
All right, fine.
This is
I'm a
another
terrible
situation
man.
of me totally doing it, and then you being there, and it's like Crackadona did it, and it was only me.
No, it was kind of both of you. Like
Kayla's
Crackadona
oldest
actually
time,
like
honestly.
My brain hurts. Shut up, both of you.
Accept it. The question is no longer whether the Byfield Brown effect is real or not. The question is, where could this lead humanity? How can we scale this up? And what is the theoretical physics
that's
behind
the fire
it?
I'm talking about.
On this
Booger
last question, Charles goes deeper on this.
Amber had asked, why do we even need that Department of Electrostatics at NASA? And I was explaining that was the birth of the department at NASA, was that tragedy, because they didn't know about electrostatics really during the Apollo mission. And it took 3 astronauts being killed by it, essentially, after their investigation, to sort of open the wing, or the whole new branch of science, I guess,
than he has in any other interview on his own quantum electrodynamics-based theory around how this force works. And I brought in my friend, a brilliant MIT-trained physicist named David Chester, to help stress test and sharpen Bueller's theory. What happens when propulsion no longer requires fuel? When the tyranny of rocket equations finally breaks? Without further ado, please welcome this week's amazing American alchemist, NASA and Exodus Propulsion's very own, Dr. Charles Bueller.
Ignition sequence start.
Oh, wait a minute, Crackadona, you don't like his 10-minute intro?
I'm here with
that
Charles
you've seen 100
Bueller,
times?
who, this is a holy grail interview for
There's
me. I'm
an
like a
ad
kid
in
on
there,
Christmas because it's been like the search for Bueller ever since, we connected a couple years ago because I made this Townsend Brown documentary. And as you know, and my audience knows, I'm obsessed with this mid-century inventor, Thomas Townsend Brown.
Super
I think he found
oxygen,
a real force
very
that lies
flammable,
outside
and it was
of either the
ignited
four
by the
fundamental forces,
electrostatic,
might have merged gravity and
discharge.
electromagnetism. I don't quite know, but something that transcends kind of our chemical combustion modalities that will take us interstellar. And as soon as I came out with that, a bunch of people hit me up and they're like, you got to talk to Charles Bueller. He's the lead electrostatic scientist at NASA, and he's been doing this experiment, but his own kind of version of it, his updated,
nobody
better
cares
of it,
about it, by the way.
in a
Do
vacuum
you know how many,
chamber.
like,
he's had
scientists walked
access
in that
to
room and they're like,
for
oh my
a decade plus. And so we
this is
connected
boring.
a little
I'm
bit.
outta here.
We kind of fell off.
like,
Yeah,
I'm
they
so
didn't want to
grateful
get
to have you
killed.
here
They're
now.
like, oh wow,
It's
let's
just
look
a
at the
total
balls on
honor.
this
oh,
guy.
that's really
And
something
you're
you
also, I
got
believe,
there. All right, I'll see
about
you
to be
later,
the
man.
president of the Electrostatic Society too.
He's like floating cars around.
That's great. So you have the credentials.
Casually.
So
Does
are
anyone
you saying
see
that
this?
we found another
It's
force?
crazy
No, we're
when
not
I
interested.
found
You
out.
have
Yeah.
as good
We're
of
sending off
credentials
another
as
weather balloon
anybody.
today.
Yeah,
Is that right? I mean,
Right.
you don't
It's not for
be
me to
humble.
say.
No,
I
we have
think I
some
know
swamp
enough about
gas
electrostatics to say that, but
nerd.
we're always still learning.
What's your current job title?
So I am the lead
big
scientist
baller,
of
fat
NASA's
big nigga
Electrostatics and
building.
Surface Physics Laboratory, at part of SwampWorks at Kennedy Space Center. So before I go on, I have to
Swamp
diverse
gas works?
to make everyone aware that this is not affiliated with NASA. Any of this work that we're doing,
Absolutely,
it's not sanctioned by NASA, and we are not given any.
Bro, what can't be proven just as much as it can be proven? Amber.
No. She's getting into Kramos territory with the questions.
I'm
don't
responding
do it,
to someone in chat. Thank you very much.
What? About what?
What they said
thing
about
that
it
we were
not
talking
being about it not being static electricity.
About what?
Just
Being
as much
static
as
electric. If you
I'm
say
still
3i
talking about the
I'm
Atlas.
gonna
I was
fucking
responding
kick
to
you
someone
off
in
of this
I was
panel.
responding to someone in chat.
About what?
I wasn't
the same thing.
basically just as much as it can't be proved, like it can be proven, it can't be proven, like the same exact thing, like the propulsion.
Isn't
that's
that
why
what
it was
I
so much
said,
in question.
Amber? Isn't that what I said to you? Huh?
I was,
I hate
And then you
women.
said no. I told you that you were wrong.
Much.
I was responding to someone in chat. That's all I was doing.
No. She's
I was
saying she's
responding.
responding to somebody in chat because she knows it would make you angry to know that
She's
it's the same thing that we were talking about
she's
before.
saying that she's responding to somebody in chat, but
I
what she's
was.
really doing is keeping it alive.
Yes.
She's
I'll tell you what
keeping
comment
it
I'm
going.
gonna tell you what comment I was responding
I'm
to.
gonna
just so
tell you,
calm
big
down.
boy. I'm gonna tell you what. Go ahead, Amber.
Listen, I was responding to the comment, bro. It definitely was not propelled by static electronic. That's the comment I was responding to.
What?
By Leafs in 6674. That was the comment I was responding to. That was it. That was it.
That's what she's talking.
It literally had nothing to do with you two.
You could kick her. You could get rid of her.
No, don't kick me. I never joined.
Disclaimer
we were
accepted.
talking about.
I think maybe it's a little bizarre that NASA wouldn't want to immediately kind of jump on this work. Okay.
But they're probably going to be a customer later on. They're not, we're not working this technology at NASA. At least not in my laboratory, we're not.
But you are, is it safe to say you're the lead electrostatics scientist at all of NASA?
I would say that. I mean, we only have one electrostatics lab in all of NASA, and I lead it. So,
And you
yes.
run it.
So by default, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So again, if this sort of force were attributable to basic electrostatics, you would know.
Sure.
Sure.
Let's back up a second, and that's a really impressive, cool title. What does somebody who leads electrostatics at NASA do?
Our lab does a lot of things. It was founded about 26 years ago by Dr. Carlos Galle, a physicist who spent a summer working at Kennedy Space Center, came back the following year and started the lab. We do electrostatics at NASA at Kennedy Space Center because of incidents that occurred in the 1960s. So there was an incident that trapped 11 people in a spin test facility. Where they accidentally set off a rocket, a solid rocket, and there were some casualties there. So we also had the Apollo fire that you've heard about. So we've lost,
That's the one I
I
was
think,
talking
14
about.
people to electrostatics at NASA. So Kennedy Space Center has kind of led this effort to study this
I didn't know about
phenomena
that
and
spin
test it.
test one. That's crazy.
And a lot of the tests that we've been doing.
He said they
date to the
accidentally
1960s,
set off a
long before they had
rocket.
standardized testing in electrostatics. So Dr. Carlos Galle formed a research arm of that.
I think burning's got to
test,
be the worst way to go, right, guys?
About 26 years ago. And
Aren't there also issues with lunar dust, getting attracted to the lunar
Crackadona, can you
lander
put me
and
full screen?
electrostatics sort of allowing...
So I'm hungry, right? I just grabbed a piece of amber from the fridge. I just ripped a little slice off.
Are you saying
It tastes
Are you
like
saying?
stupid.
Wait, Faded is saying he's eating me right now. Faded is going down on me right now.
I hate my life.
No.
Yeah,
Or
you're
removing the
saying you're
dust
eating
or
me
something
right
like that. Is that
I'm
a
saying
thing?
you're a pig
Yes.
because I'm eating
So,
ham.
when I get on on the stand and I talk about these things, my pedestal, I always talk about the safety and need to study electrostatics, but no one pays us to study electrostatics. It's a case by case thing where people will give us funding to look at and investigate, just like any other investigation, but doesn't pay doesn't pay the bills. So what we've done is we've understood some of the needs for NASA that are in the electrostatics realm. For example, the dust mitigation aspect. So
Bro, yeah.
dust is considered
For
one of
real.
the two greatest
Even if
challenges
you
that have to be
survive.
overcome for long-term human presence on the moon or Mars.
There's no tragedy worse to survive than a burn where like your ears are burned off and your nose is burned off and all your fingers are burned off.
You look
Although
like
there
the
was
wolf
that
from
one,
Fallout.
no, dude, I still, you know what? I take it back. The worst thing that I've ever seen somebody survive is that young kid who was operating a forklift and it like fell back on him and he lost his arms, his legs, and his torso to like here, like right here. Like
He lost his
everything.
arms.
He lost
I don't think he lost his arms.
everything. Dude, it's so crazy. And like, oh, I can't imagine.
I know a similar
dust
story
was,
where he literally lost everything from like the lower
It was
torso
very
down, but I didn't know
problematic
about
for the
his
Apollo
arms.
astronauts.
That would be
where
horrible.
they couldn't even do a fourth EVA. They could
Dude,
do three.
he's
they
on
couldn't do four.
YouTube as like, you guys remember how like Oprah Winfrey, when she used to have her TV show, she would have on these like hideous fucking freaks. And
She would laugh at them.
It was, well, she was, and it was like a modern day freak show, but she posited it as like, she presented it to you as like a feel good story, but really,
Hey guys,
it
I
was
have to be nice to them in
wasn't.
person so that you can
Yeah,
laugh
it
at
was
them at home.
people that
I'm
have
doing-
overcame trauma
And people like Amber don't realize that they're gawking at the fucking freak show, and she's like
You're
eating
right.
up all of the self-serving garbage that Oprah Winfrey is selling to her about how this is uplifting, and when really it's
Do you
fucking.
guys have like a hard time understanding that there are people out there that do actually like to uplift people? Is that like a thing that's hard for you guys to
There are
fathom?
no people
That's
like that,
crazy.
Amber. It's all
Yes,
horseshit.
there are. There
Amber,
are people like that.
There is nothing that Oprah Winfrey has ever done that wasn't in the fucking pursuit of the almighty dollar. Okay, let me tell you that. I hate to be the one to break the fucking Disney spell on you, but Oprah Winfrey does not fucking care about you. That's why she used space lasers to burn all the houses around her Hawaii mansion.
Yep, I was
Okay?
literally just gonna fucking say
That
that.
bitch
That's
does not
literally
give a
exactly
fuck
what I was gonna
about you. And she definitely doesn't give a fuck about the lady who let the chimp eat her face off. And then she brought her out with the fucking veil, and she goes, "Oh, that's so terrible. You're so strong and beautiful. Can we see your horrible chimp scars?" Like, give me a fucking break, Amber. You cannot be this stupid. Well, actually, you're the exact audience that I would imagine would be eating that.
Why? Why am I stupid? Because I can
you're
still
gullible.
see the good. And it's not gullible. I do see the
Crackadona,
strength that
do
comes
you guys
from
understand
surviving
what's happening
something
right now?
like that.
A grown woman is telling us about the good in people right now. A woman, by the way,
Yeah.
telling us the
Talking-
good in humanity. Isn't that ironic? I'll just leave that there.
Well,
All right, we're gonna
I told you.
just
with
because of
Fade, it has
Amber,
to
we're
do
gonna
with-
watch a feel-good video now. Okay.
Thank you.
We're gonna watch.
Feel
We're gonna watch
a little
Pitbulls
better
get shot
about
in the head.
ourselves.
Amber, you're
Thank you,
welcome.
Crackadona.
We're watching
There's nothing
Pitbull
wrong
shooting
with being
videos.
positive. But
Pitbull
people like
death.
that do exist. Maybe
TND.
Oprah Winfrey was not
TPD.
the best example. I don't really know, but there are people out there that do see like the strength, that someone has to like the trauma that people have to overcome experiencing things like that. Like,
By people, do you mean other women like you who don't understand how anything works?
Sure, Faded.
Because if that's what you're talking about, then yeah, other people
Faded.
do like those things.
Faded, I pulled
Other
up this
people.
video, and wouldn't you know that all of the fucking graphics and shit are all in pink because stupid women eat this shit up? And I know exactly what it is. This is a fucking horror show, okay? This is a guy. Oh, don't you all feel better about yourselves now? You fucking people are sick.
Let me see.
After suffering a freak forklift accident, he had a hemicorporectomy, which is where the body is amputated below the waist,
fucking
including the
forklift
legs,
fell on
pelvis,
him.
and genitalia.
So I unbuckle my seatbelt. I jump out, which I would have been able to jump out, but the seatbelt wrapped around my leg as I jumped out.
He says he was conscious throughout the whole accident.
It didn't split me right in half. It just crushed every bone from my pelvis down, pretty much.
He's able to make light of the situation now, laughing along as he retells the story.
Welcome back to consciousness. We had to
The pair, who
make
are
a
now
few
married, have
removals.
over 830,000 followers on TikTok.
I don't
His
wanna
strength
watch
makes me
this.
ashamed of the petty things I
Bro,
complain about.
100%. There's no reality where I'm continuing life being a fucking football.
I don't care if people think
I
I
am,
would cheat on
dude.
him
I'm
because
figuring
he
out
doesn't
how to
have
get that little
I don't
nub where
care
my
because
fingers
he's
used
Lauren,
to be
and I
into
will
the
never
back
stop
of a
loving him,
shotgun
supporting
and aiming
him,
it directly
and
at my
caring for him
fucking
until
head.
the day I
Well,
die.
That's what I'm
that
doing.
video
Lauren shares
of
the
the
same
armless
sentiments.
leg, this guy shooting the gun, remember?
Yeah, well, I mean, but I mean, at least that guy had his
And
dick.
this isn't the only inspiring story of
He had
survival
something to live
against
for.
unimaginable odds.
In First Contact, it's literally whoa.
Get this off of the
In
screen,
2009,
Crackadona.
Michelle Fox's life took a tragic turn
Yo,
when
dude,
an
I don't
accidental
wanna see
shotgun
it.
blast, triggered by her ex-husband, left.
I forgot this is Faded's panel.
Accidental. That is the luckiest bitch ever. A bitch like that, and I hope and pray to God the bitch that I shoot in the face with a shotgun does not live. What? Oh,
see, you guys are like literally serial killers in the making.
But Amber, do you get what I'm saying? Did you hear the music they were playing when they were showing that?
It's like
fucking
literally
freak
the
with
most
half a
horrific
head?
thing. It's
like
this,
it's like little
the
like
fear of
nursery
God.
room music that they're
The fear
playing.
of
Like,
God
isn't
has
this
been put into
uplifting?
us. And Amber's like, oh, that's sweet, like literal
But the
demon
fact
Jew
that
magic.
they're still living life
Dude,
and
it is
finding
literal
good in
demon
life,
shit.
yes.
Putting that on YouTube, you nailed it, Faded Bones. Oh, God. Anyways, you're so gullible, Amber.
It's literally
It's not gullible.
Get the shit out of here. I don't want to fucking look at that anymore.
It's not gullible. It's just it's
Yes, it
appreciating
is.
what life you do have.
Amber, only a retard would think about it in that context.
You guys can call it retard. Okay, I'll be your punching bag. I'll be your punching bag.
Does she have
What
to
up,
be
John?
at 300%?
Amber, we're just trying to explain to you how you've been being goofed on by popular TV and like magazines and stuff. We're trying to wake you up a little bit. That's all. But you're like putting your heels
You're
in the
right.
ground and you're refusing.
I think all
you're
of them. You're right.
refusing
You
to
taught me
see
a lesson.
the fucking forest through the trees, Amber. But that's fine if you want
No,
to live
you
in
taught
La
me a
La Land.
lesson. They should all just kill themselves so they can't be.
No, they should quietly.
something to laugh
they
at.
should kill themselves just out of principle. But that's only because that's exactly what I would do too. I would kill myself if
Right.
one of
That's
those
what I'm
things
saying.
happened.
I've lesson learned.
Yeah, it's not an
There's nothing
inspirational
empowering.
thing. Yeah, you
Yes.
don't get out of a running forklift. Okay, let that should be the lesson.
Okay.
They should. The only time that kid should be seen on TV is when they're showing it in the break room of a
The
warehouse.
safety videos?
And at the safety meeting. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. It's not inspirational because usually when you watch those videos in the safety meeting, you go, "Oh God!" Like nobody ever goes. This is so inspirational.
women do. The women do. They're like,
Still living a
right,
happy
yeah.
life. Yes.
No, you
Well,
know
if
what
they
it is,
put
Crackadona?
pink infographics up while they're showing the stump rolling around in its hospital bed, then women get all melty.
Let me explain it to you in a way that you can understand. Women hate men so much that when they see them get cut in half like that,
Boom.
they feel nothing but joy, Crackadona. So it's
You
literally
see, you're the retard, Faded.
First Contact has
you
it's
guys are
karma
retards.
farming off human misery. That's exactly what it is.
yeah, these people have more potent loosh. You get cut in half, your
Dust would
loosh gets
clog
like
the
multiplied.
suits and get into the arms, into the helmet, into
Anyways,
the joints,
anti-gravity.
and it just prevented further, EVAs, extra vehicle activities. So the dust mitigation is a serious one. It's taken by NASA. I think every center is working on it. But we actually have many dust mitigation technologies that we developed.
Oh
over the
shit!
years.
Wait a minute.
Captain
Our
Coke.
primary
with
one is the
channel support.
electrodynamic dust sheet.
Amber got one.
Oh,
Joseph
gross.
Johnston got one. Thrusk Dat Tusk got one. SW Rob got one. And
All
Banana
right.
Slug
Yes,
Thug got
gross.
one.
I'm like a
All
day
right, shout out to
one.
all those people. Enjoy the channel membership. You get access to all of the past podcasts.
Russ
There's
and
literally
Tusk.
hundreds of hours of podcasts that you can go and look at that have been made for members only, and you get the fun chat emojis, right?
Yes,
You can use those
all the
online. Let's drop
racist past comments and streams. Woohoo!
Yep.
I'm just kidding, Crack.
Yeah,
I love you.
the-
Don't kick me.
Like the ones you're on, Amber. You mean those ones?
The sexist ones, yeah.
Women-hating panels.
Thank you,
EDS.
Captain Coke. I appreciate
this
it. buddy.
uses a surface that has embedded electrodes inside of it that lifts and removes dust without moving parts or gases or fluids or anything.
Wow.
So we can embed that into glass. We can embed that into thermal radiators, solar
embed that into my
panels,
ass?
solar arrays, all kinds of materials.
Very cool. And wasn't there recently like a lunar dust mission?
That's right. So we were almost just over a year ago, we landed our EDS payload. Had 9 EDSs on there. So there were 6 EDSs used to get dust onto us, so we can use our EDS to show that we can get it off.
She
So we
didn't
tested
stutter,
a
none
thermal
yet.
radiator EDS. We tested a glass EDS.
Thanks, buddy.
On the moon, and a camera EDS. So we tested the technology on the lunar surface successfully. It was
Very
exciting.
cool. That's amazing.
So you work 25 years on something, you finally get it to the moon, and it works. You're pretty happy.
Congratulations. Yeah, it would suck if it didn't. After 25 years,
Yeah.
it's a lot of sunk cost, a lot of time and
Yeah.
effort and energy. One other very credibility enhancing thing about you that I think it's really important to note is you've contributed to the
You've
field of
done OnlyFans,
electrostatics
and you actually
outside
have
of
it out
this
for
anomalous
free.
force.
You don't even make people subscribe. It's just actually just the free.
Clearly you had this
down
kind of imagination and just preconceived idea that maybe we could transcend the limits of chemical combustion. Maybe there was something sitting in electromagnetism, this 19th century modality. Describe, and hopefully in detail, kind of in visceral detail, the first time you witnessed this force and what it felt like.
I would say the first time I witnessed it, or a force, based on a theory that I had, was probably 2010.
It's wild.
So that was 2010 with my brother-in-law, future brother-in-law. We weren't married then, but he was in the laboratory working with me, and I set up an experiment, and I had him run it. Now, the other scientist I was working on another project, thought I was just full of BS, which is perfect, fine. So he did not help us at all. He's a seasoned physicist, very well known in his field, and
this is the first time
just thought
he
I
did
was
it,
just
I
doing
think.
garbage, and that's fine. I don't care. So I still had my brother-in-law Nathan do the experiment in the laboratory, and we were looking at a laser on a wall, so you can see small displacements force in a chamber. It wasn't an air chamber, it wasn't a vacuum chamber, and he did the test, and we saw the laser move. I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. It's supposed to do that, I thought. And my colleague, Dr. Clements, Sid, stopped what he was doing, went over to Nathan. Okay, you've done this. Okay, now we got to do that. He just completely immersed in that experiment after that.
Yeah, wow.
It was like, what is happening here? This is really crazy. Something is weird. So that was the first time. That was very, very exciting for me because it's the first time we all seen it, and I happened to be a world-class scientist there to help us.
Pause.
It was actually like.
Click on Amber's comment. You're lucky that society hasn't gravitated towards you, you big bitch. Dunked on. Oh, anyway, okay, we can move on.
You got me.
Oh my god,
You're fucking stupid.
oh shit.
Where is it?
That's a huge bitch.
Thank you, Crackadona. Oh, is that crunchy?
Wow. What happened here?
So you converted him almost, at least into thinking it was worthy of inquiry.
I didn't need to say anything else after that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is he now a believer in?
Oh, I think so. He's seen it a few times.
And what's his background?
He is an electrostatics expert.
Okay.
He is my mentor.
And what's his name?
Dr. Sid Clements.
Dr. Sid Clements. Okay. So
yeah, he is my mentor. So that's where I learned electrostatics.
That's wild. But he saw your experiment. And he was like, oh my God, there's something else here.
There's something there. It's exciting. It was an exciting moment.
That's incredibly exciting. And so you see this, and what do you think is the next step at that point? Because, you see this little displacement, this laser displacement based on this possible force. Mm-hmm. Do you design a new experiment right after that?
We designed many experiments after that. It led us down many different paths. That's kind of how this goes. If you don't know exactly what's happening, it can lead you down different paths. Some were successful, some were moderately successful, some weren't. Really didn't hit too much success after that until I met Andrew. Okay.
God, man,
Here's
all
the
these
story
people
of
are
that,
freaky looking.
if you're interested.
Very.
So we had a colleague, Andrew and I, a friend named Mike. He knew about us working on this independently for years and never told us. Never did. He wanted to see if we can do it independently, like a race against I don't know who. But
so he was playing dumb.
He was playing dumb.
He knew about this force, and he was just like, let's see how far they get.
He knew Andrew was working on it. He knew I was working on it. He just wanted to see who would win the race.
Oh, Jesus. That's this Machiavellian level, it's like 4D chess going on.
And Mike,
it's actually
his excitement
3D chess.
Was how we were both working at NASA or as contractors, or been at NASA, and he was just super excited that we were not doing this at NASA. It's like, this has a chance, because once you get at NASA and get in bureaucracy and get in the government, there's a lot of ways that can be hindered. So he was loving that we decided to do that outside of work. Of course, at the time I wasn't working at NASA. I was a consultant for ExxonMobil. But so we worked together because Andrew needed an electrostatics guy. Andrew knew he was getting into the realm of electrostatics.
So what was Andrew's background?
Andrew?
Yeah.
Andrew Arajima, he is an engineer.
Okay.
He's been an engineer for, 35 years or so.
And he goes by
years.
Drew.
Drew.
And he wasn't getting into this via electrostatics. If that's the case, what exactly was he doing?
Well, he was using the term electrogravitics.
Oh, interesting. So this is the Thomas Townsend Brown.
Bye, Amber.
So he's in that. It was in that camp.
I love it. I'm in that camp.
I'm not exactly there, but
yeah.
I might move there. We'll see. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on the gravitics part.
We'll meet in the middle. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. To me, it was a little bit pretentious. It's like, okay, you're doing gravity and with electromagnetism? Maybe.
So you meet Drew, and then what happens?
So at the time, I was working with she's taken engineering physics in undergrad, and she's really good at math. She'll have like a baby on her arm. Okay, fine. You can't get it. I'll do it for you.
That's awesome.
She'll come in and look at the whiteboard. She's like, this is not right. So she's very smart. It's
That's
fun to bounce
amazing.
stuff off with the housing or anything like that. We've gotten good where we've lowered our voltage way down. We don't need
It says
30, 40,000 volts like we did 10 years
I'm
ago.
trying to find where they're going to get to it.
Try to keep it all contained
I
and
don't
then
really care about
reverse
all
it,
the
make sure it
peripheral
works.
people involved in the
Put it in air,
experiment.
see if it works. Put it on the mass, put it on the scale, see if it works. Do the pendulum, do the rotator, do the spinner, do everything to make sure it's real, because we hate falsities. They're
Yeah,
we hate them.
that.
We don't want them.
Okay, so what we have
There we
here
go.
is a thruster that is set on top of a scale in room air.
Okay, so what Bueller is basically saying here is that he's testing a small experimental in-air thruster to show that it actually works. His team puts the thruster on a sensitive scale. Next, they connect it to electricity, about 480 volts to be exact.
If you look
It's
to
not
the
that
bottom
much.
right of the screen, you'll see the voltage that is applied. You can also see the current in the center, the electric
not a
field,
lot at
and the
all.
runtime. So this is a 42-minute video that we sped up to 5 minutes.
They watch to see if the scale reading changes as a result of the thrust.
We turn on the voltage here, it's about minus 480 volts.
When they turn the power on, the thruster produces a tiny force.
Within a few seconds, the
pushing
force
down on the
starts to be
scale.
applied to the thruster, which is on top of the scale, and it goes in the negative direction. It's lifting up.
They're specifically demonstrating that the force is real and controllable, enough to lift about 0.1 grams.
When we see about 0.1 grams, that corresponds to about 1 millinewton of thrust.
When they turn the power off, the force goes away.
Okay, so we leave it on for a few seconds, and then we turn it back off, and then you can see that it'll come back down.
They repeat this to show it's not a fluke.
So what we'll do is we'll do this again. We'll turn it back on, get it back up to the millinewton range, and let it sit for a few seconds. So what we're showing is that you can actually turn this force on and off.
They then flip the thruster upside down and run the test again.
So you'll see that here in a moment. And the reason why we have it off the scale itself, we do not want any attraction of the thruster to the scale itself. Although the fields are very, very weak, and in most cases there is a Faraday shield, we also want to make it so that it's very, very far away.
Finally, they take full precautions to make sure nothing else is affecting the measurement.
So we flip the thruster, we deionize it. Basically, we ionize the gases, we neutralize any charge that escapes. And then we re-tear the scale. It's typical, is what's needed for scale testing. This thruster itself is surrounded by ground plates, so we try to minimize the field that escapes, but just in case, we neutralize it anyway. And then we turn the voltage back on, in this case about 480 volts or so, wait a few seconds, the thrust kicks on, and then we see the force is in the positive direction, so now it's being pulled down.
Now, the force pushes down instead of up. This proves that the thruster itself is creating the force, not some outside interference or attraction to the scale, like
American Alchemy is
electrical
one of the
interference,
best,
or the thruster
YouTube
just
channels
sticking
you
to
should
the
be
scale. I would say this
subscribed
video
to.
proves
Also,
the
Area
force fairly
52, if you
definitively
like that
to
kind of
any
stuff.
skeptic, but you could technically say that this experiment requires a vacuum chamber
Cortex
because open
Zero
air
is
can get
another one.
ionized. Again, ionized wind can result in thrust based on Newton's classical laws, but 480 volts isn't nearly enough to ionize the air, so it's kind of a moot point. But just for good measure, here is another variation of the experiment, also showing thrust, this time in a vacuum chamber.
What we have here is a vacuum test highlighting actual movement in vacuum using a dual thruster pack in the vertical spinner orientation. And how we measure the forces here is we have pegs at the bottom of this stand that are about 2 millimeters apart, and the deflection, once the thruster is turned on, moves at about 14 millimeters, which corresponds to roughly about 2.5 millinewtons of thrust when we turn this device on. These devices are actuated externally to the vacuum chamber through a Bluetooth connection, so they're not in contact with anything but the ITO walls that surround the thruster pack, shown by that clear transparent plastic, is perfectly grounded. So that eliminates Coulomb attraction to the wall. We're also in high vacuum, so there's no ion wind interference. Just to highlight that these thrusters are actually developing thrust internally, not an external effect. So power systems inside the chamber, all the high voltages encased, surrounded with an indium tin oxide sheathing, and the thruster does come on as expected and go off as expected for these earlier versions. So that is a nice way to show that there is actual physical movement in high vacuum.
You could be witnessing fucking
recording force measurements without actually corresponding that to real force.
So these are just two out of the 2,000 experimental variations from Charles, Drew, and the Exodus team. If you're an experimental physicist with a credible background, maybe you have a PhD, or you're a professor at a top 200 physics department, and you're a bit bored and interested in exotic propulsion, and you want to see one of these experiments with me live in person to help vet it and maybe change the world in the process, hit me up at usa.alchemy@gmail.com. Skeptics
I'm not a scientist, but I would like to see one of these experiments. That would be really cool.
Can I come, please? Trying to poke holes in the experimental setup here. If I were to pluck a random experimental physicist from an elite college and place him in front of this experiment, the exact experiment you just described, is there anything they could say to deny the empirical effect that you're seeing?
The guy with the wife?
I honestly don't know. I mean, as far as we can tell, the electrostatics community and with my colleagues.
Let's just say that
because it's DC,
he has met me and you as much as he has met his wife.
That eliminates all the magnetic effects. So you can get all kinds of weird stuff happening when you have magnetics going on, Earth's magnetic field or whatnot. So
and DC's direct current, if you had, are you saying if you had alternating current, you'd have weird magnetic field effects?
So you'd have to account for any fake readings with that. Yes, if you have AC, sure.
Interesting. Okay,
DC
so
eliminates a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then when you turn it off and it's still there, that eliminates a lot of that.
Whoa. So this is different from the last one that we warned you about. You have a new one?
I don't know if there's no way. There's no way.
That's what he's saying.
There's no way. I think he just means that they're newly married.
I have a new wife. Yes, her name is Crystalline. Yes, it is an internet lady. No, it's the same girl. Okay. But you're married now? How is that even possible if you've never met each other? I'm so fucking confused. You're not really married. That's what it comes down to. If you cannot be in this same room physically, you've never been married. I can assure you.
Right. So now you really are scratching your head like, what is happening here? And that's where we're at. Like, what is happening here?
Is there anything that they can hang their hat on as far as being skeptical about this actually happening, or being able to explain it away through prosaic physics forces that are known?
I mean, I think if you look at every single experiment, you can say, well, this might be fake because of this.
It's not legally binding.
So, okay, we'll put it over here.
On the internet, by the
now
way.
It's maybe fake because of this. Okay, we'll put it over here.
Yeah.
So show me a rock.
Yeah, you
what
still
about
have
this?
to
Okay,
have
now
a marriage license and shit.
So,
is there anything left? Is what I'm trying to ask you.
I
Like, if you
don't
had to
think
stress
so.
test your own.
If there is, it's something quite exotic that I have no idea.
I am also a minister through the Universal Life Church, okay?
I don't know what else it would be.
It's shown itself over and over again. How many variations
It's
of this
not
experiment do you
legally
think
binding.
you've tried sequentially from 2010 till
not.
today?
Well, since Drew and I, we've been keeping track. We are close to 2,000.
Oh my God. 2,000
articles.
instances of the experiment, or
No.
2,000 variations?
2,000 variations.
Holy shit.
2,000 test articles. Each one's tested multiple times.
Whoa.
Folders of folders.
Has anybody come in, thoroughly examined your experiment, and come out skeptical? Or has everybody
No, you
that's
just
thoroughly
get a
examined
cat,
it come
brother.
out saying there's something here?
I would say the latter.
You say just get a cat?
There's something there.
Yeah.
You cannot think of one person who is still like, I spent, a
Hamster
day
baby.
plus with the team,
Ugh.
and I still, think I can explain it with some other, force.
I mean, that is kind of
I
what he
haven't
did.
come
with some
across
conventional
anyone. I
force,
can't really
rather.
think of anyone.
If you
Granted,
think
there's not
about it.
been that many people have seen it.
You know, when they talk about like AI coming to the logical conclusion of like,
killing people.
Sex dolls and like cat girls and shit. We need time to speed up so that Nunya can't be so lonely by himself on the internet. Okay, we need to get you a cat girl robot ASAP.
A couple of dozen or so, but I don't think so. What's really cool though is some people have called me up and say, I represent an investor. I would like to. The investor would like to, invest into your company or whatever. I said, okay, well, what you have to do is you have to fly down, you have to see it, you put your hands
But
on
not
it.
the state
Usually that's
you're
the
in,
kind of
I
the
bet.
routine. He's, oh, I don't need to do that. I said, what do you mean? I already built one in my garage. I got a 1 millinewton. You showed us how to do it, so I just did it.
Wow.
So it's been the opposite. People have been very taken into this and they're very excited about it.
That's amazing.
So the people with the know can do it. And the people that have seen it, I just don't know if they know what they're seeing, but they definitely like it. And they're probably not good enough to vet it, I would say, because vetting it would take a lot more work. And I think it would take a lot more expertise. We haven't had too many, other than, Dr. Clements, and there's other physicists that have seen it that have said anything negative about it. We haven't seen any that have said it negative, but we haven't seen, it hasn't been exposed to the entire scientific community either. I think in this field, it's hard to find who are those people, like who would be interested in it. My hope is, and one thing I did want to mention is,
I think everybody should be interested in it.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
So you, okay.
When
All right. If we're going to do this, I will bring it up right here. I know you didn't do this because you're not in the military. It's called a proxy marriage, where you can have one person be there present and get married legally with the other person being deployed or overseas. That is allowed, but all other circumstances, you need to be in person. So let's check this out right here. Generally, you must meet your spouse in person to get married in the U.S., as most states require at least one or both partners to appear in person or to apply for a marriage license, while proxy marriages exist for specific cases like active duty military deployment. They are rare. A legally binding marriage requires a filed license. Physical presence. Usually you must appear at a county clerk's office to apply for the license and participate in a ceremony with an officiant. Proxy marriage. Some jurisdictions allow proxy marriages where representative stands in for an absent partner, often used by deployed military personnel, not you. Common law marriage. A small number of states recognize common law marriage, which does not require, that means like people who live together long enough that they're just basically married. You've never met this person. Immigration concerns. This is why they do that. This is why they don't allow you to get married officially, because they don't want people to abuse the immigration laws. So I call bullshit 100%. You're not talking about legally married. You're talking about, yes, by the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church, you are married under the eyes of God, not under the law. That you're muted, Faded.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You're not. You're not.
He married his Discord kitten and he's telling you he didn't. It's like, oh, it's real. It's like,
yeah, it's, I don't, no, I mean, maybe to you it's real, right? Like that's what I feel like you're saying. You're like, yes, it's real. Like
it's real to me.
It's real to me, damn it.
Wrestling's
But
still
legally,
real to me.
legally binding, no. It's not a real legal marriage. There's no way. It's impossible. Unless you met each other and went into the county clerk's office and got a civil union of some kind. That's not how the law works. Yeah, see, he knows. He knows I'm fucking calling him out on his shit. You think I'm a dumb guy or something? None of your business. Don't try and pull a wedding veil over my face and tell me you're married.
Don't put a wedding veil over my face and ask me to marry you.
Yeah, I'm taken. Faded Bones is my sweet significant other.
Isn't that right?
We are hosting the Electrostatic Society of America conference this year. My lab is. That's in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And I will do a live demo of this.
When is this?
There in June.
Can I come and film?
You can.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Let's go. I'm so excited.
Oh, she's
The
not
Electrostatic
married
Society
to
of America
Sarge,
is
by the
just
way.
the happy. It's called the Friendly Society.
Cool.
And this is
You
an
have a
electrostatic
civil
phenomenon.
union,
So
Amber.
I'm going to highlight how electrostatics
what
is
you
so
have.
necessary for space.
Well, but they live
And
together,
propulsion
though,
is
so
one of
it's
the
different.
things I think it could help.
She says, but in court of law,
I'm gonna mention
no.
that.
Okay, never
Why
mind.
don't you submit this to peer review and try to get it kind of academically checked off?
I'm trying.
Okay.
It's just a very busy person.
Yeah, you're busy, but I want to see this destigmatized.
I know, I do
and-
too.
Yeah, but you
you know,
didn't,
You know,
though,
there's the path.
is what I'm getting
right now,
at.
we're focused on getting the company started so we get some funding
did
to,
have
to
to
really
be,
get the
but you
forces
didn't.
up. That's
Yeah.
our main focus.
Yeah.
The peer review and all
Now
of
he's
that's going to
saying
take
it
20
in
years.
another weird
so I'm
way,
starting
but
that.
I did marry my
I don't know if
own
it'll take
wife.
20 years.
Maybe 30.
To what? Her
It
husband?
just will. It just
What
will.
do you, do you
It's too
create her?
different.
You made her?
Because of
my
the
own.
antibody.
He's
My
doing
own.
a lot of.
This field's been poisoned multiple
he's doing
times
some
for a
dancing
century.
here.
You know, I would say that.
I
and
think
then
I'm correct.
I think people are becoming more and more open to these sorts of effects. Are you familiar with Sonny White?
Sure.
So, you know,
I
he's
haven't met him, but
he's another NASA guy, NASA Eagle Works, and
yes.
he is kind of similar to you, where, you know, he has this kind of pretty credentialed, impressive background, and he's claiming to 1.5 kilovolts, you know, powering up a little microchip based on the Casimir effect.
Yeah.
And the Casimir effect is this long, legendary kind of anomalous effect that if you were to walk into elite physics, you know, departments, I don't think you'd get too many people denying the effect itself, but it's essentially two not charged but conductive plates, and it seems like there's some sort of maybe quantum vacuum
she come in
fluctuation
here? I have a
thing
lot of
going on
questions.
between
Oh,
them,
yeah.
and the plates attract in this sort of anomalous, interesting way. And he's claiming to be able to tap into that, which is,
Well,
I hate the
Crackadona,
word
did you
0 point
forget
energy.
that his
The
wife
term,
is
you know,
disabled?
is
I did, yeah. Do we remember
She's
how?
disabled. In a way.
That checks out. That checks out.
so quacky, but it is that. And so you have that. You have Beatrice Villarreal. I don't know if you're familiar
Okay,
with
bye,
her,
Crackadona.
and I
I'll
don't know
see
if you're
you in
into
6 months.
UFO stuff. I don't want to muddy the waters too much, but she's at Stockholm University, and she's you know, again, like traditional astrophysics credentials, really impressive, you know, astronomer. And
you would bring her, but she's asleep and not in your apartment or anywhere near you, correct?
You should put a pillow over her head.
Well, he maybe he could if he lived in the same state as her.
he went back and looked at these plates from the Palomar Observatory, which is, you know, was the
my favorite
most
subject.
in use observatory
Via
in the
Raoul.
late 40s and early 50s. And she looked at the plates from 49 to 57, so pre-Sputnik, and she found all these transients, these light reflecting objects that are flat.
Them
and,
are UFOs!
mirror-like, and seem to exist somewhere, probably in geostationary orbit, so kind of like outer,
that's
you know,
basically
Earth
like you're
orbit.
living
And the
in
short
with
flashes
twin
and not
beds,
streaks.
basically, like
They're
Dick Van
associated
Dyke
with
in the
things
same
that are
room.
extremely
700
flat
miles,
and
twin beds.
extremely reflective.
I am Lucy.
Wow.
Or I
Like
love
mirrors.
Lucy.
And that makes it more fun.
Like that
Hmm?
too. It's like I love Lucy
Faded.
as well.
Would you?
No, I would rather fuck the dude. She looks
Jesse.
like if Jesse Michaels put on a wig and fucking makeup. That's like
She's
looks
not
like
so
he's talking to
bad
himself.
head on. The side profile ain't great. I gotta
Like
say.
mirrors.
She's got
And
grab
they're
blur
exactly how all the early CIA documents
like
would describe
Gargamel.
UFOs, and they show up 68% more around nuclear detonations, which is, we know UFOs are kind of attracted to nukes.
Out of those 2,700 days, if there's no nuclear test, there's a transient on 11% of those days. But if there's been a nuclear test the day before, then it's almost 19% of those days have a transient. So that 11 versus 19 is about a 68% increase in risk for a transient if you've had a nuclear test.
Don't
And
say that
she
about
got
your
that
wife.
passed through peer review. So
What the fuck?
I don't know. I think the world is opening up to this
What if
stuff.
your
and
wife,
my hope
who's
is that
very real and legal,
30 years
heard
is
you
is
say
a
that?
way overestimate. And I hear you. I mean, academia is totally close-minded and dogmatic.
I
but
won't tell her.
I think maybe sometimes you just have
I
to
will.
walk through the front door
Because then you're
you
going
just
to have to
like
get an
knock
online
and
divorce
they'll let you
lawyer
in.
certificate.
I'm
and
gonna
then
be the front door. I'm gonna be the house that lands.
I love
divorce
that.
yourself.
Peer review in a paper, the physics people are gonna debate for decades.
Sure.
I like having the website and Drew
She's
and
an
having videos how to make the things.
Ugnaught?
Go ahead,
What
make
is
them.
that?
Yeah.
Some
You
sort
don't
of
believe me?
Native
Go ahead and make
American?
them in the garage.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
This has been very helpful.
An
Because
Ugnaught
people
nation?
have done this.
So you'll do this like you have like these DIY videos where it's like go do this at
Go
home.
to yeah.
You don't even know her.
And where are
None,
these
I
videos?
hate to be the
They're
one
on
to
our
break
website.
this to
Oh
you.
wow. And where is that? Is that exodusspace.com or what? Or
ExodusPropulsion.space.
exoduspropulsion.space. Okay, check that out.
Yep.
And you've shown your experiments with all of the configurations that would
Not all of them.
Okay.
We have to keep some stuff quiet.
Okay. Cool. So are you doing like lateral propeller experiments or are you doing things that involve like lifting objects?
We're not lifting objects yet in
Whatever
Earth's
floats your
gravity.
boat.
Okay.
We're measuring the forces of these objects.
Yeah.
And seeing how much their force can lift as compared to Earth gravity.
Got it.
So we do have thrusters that are theoretically capable to lift themselves up. The problem is all of the hardware that goes with it, the voltages and the powers and the wires and the framing and all that other stuff is not there yet. So you have to, it's like saying your car engine can lift the engine, can move the engine down the street, but no tires and no frames. And it's not very useful.
Sure.
But for right now, for what we have for lunar applications, space applications, it's awesome. It would be fantastic.
That's amazing. So in microgravity or no gravity environments,
Yeah.
you'll get a ton of thrust.
Sure.
That's amazing. And you're seeing weight reduction. Is that right?
Well, we were saying that, yeah, the weight reduction would be something we're seeing, not mass reduction. Be careful.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know that gets thrown around in
It
UFO
does.
world all the time. You're
All the
like,
time.
wait, are you you're reducing the
Negative
mass of
No,
the thing?
it's definitely not negative mass.
yeah, right.
But yes, we do those tests. We have videos. I can share some with you.
Please.
Where we put stuff on a scale, and we turn it on, it gets lighter. You flip it over, it gets heavier. We are going through a peer review.
Okay, amazing.
For our second patent. So the
cool.
examiner's office is doing a thorough peer review. They're the ones going down that path.
Okay, great.
Which is apparently equivalent to a scientific peer review. So that's what I've been told.
Amazing.
So they're reaching out to people that have done it, reaching out to people who have signed affidavits to say, yes, I've seen it. Yes, I've reproduced it, blah, 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 blah. So they're going through that process now.
What inspired you to pursue kind of more exotic propulsion to begin with? Did you have any childhood experiences around this sort of stuff?
Yes, I did.
Say
I've always
more.
had a fascination with UFOs, and
I'm falling asleep watching this shit, guys. I gotta be honest with you. I think I'm gonna end for the night. What do you say, Faded Bones? You wanna fire up a stream and maybe watch Kay cook up some meat partially? Is that what you're gonna do?
I don't even know if I don't know. I mean, I'll go live. I mean,
Yeah. Maybe I'll pop over there and shoot the shit with you for a little bit.
Alrighty,
But yeah, my brain is fucking fried from today. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. Faded, I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you to Captain Coke for showing some support for the stream tonight. I really appreciate it, and everybody else for showing up. I'm probably gonna try. So like tonight was sort of like an experiment to see how the algorithm works, and it sort of lines up with what I had already sort of remembered, but it's been a while. So I can't go live back-to-back days. Like I already went live from this stream to last night's stream was less than 24 hours. And when you do that, it cuts you off from getting into the algorithm where I can reach new people and grow my audience. So I'm going to try and wait. Let's see. What day is it today? It's Tuesday now. I'll probably try another stream around like Friday or Saturday. And we'll see how that goes. So that'll be probably when I see you guys next. Or I might do a game stream in between. I don't know if that fucks up the clock of like, who knows? YouTube's all fucked up and retarded and they don't want anyone to succeed. So Have a great evening. Take it easy. Peace. Bob Lazar picture, right? Am I stroking out tonight? What is happening to me? My brain is garbage.
Squirting. It's wet. It's sliding through space. It's a post-op tranny. That's what I got.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad I could clear that up.
Dude, this should be your look all the time.
This is my new look, guys.
It's official. Dude, I love it.
Yeah, this is branding. This is I think we're going in the right direction with this podcast. No, don't do it. Don't touch the vomit. Oh my god. It's so bad. Ew, why is she doing it in a seductive way?
Bo Jackson. Trying to sound gay, but even black guys have fucking big old booties.
Yo!
Why are you checking out black dude butts?
Hella gay!
That was the gayest thing that.
Fuck!
It's gonna, it's gonna.
Hey, but them black dudes do be having big butts though, am I right? Give me a break.